And all right, we're good to start. A reminder that we just came off the session recap. If you're curious what happened last time, watch the VOD. All right. So you guys meet up after Winch goes to take the spot. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go keep an eye on. I'll keep an eye on the goblins. You guys go catch up. There's a lot of stuff going on. They want you there for that." And so after going back to tell you guys that, Glorb, Enki, and Timmel, you head through the tunnel, come out of the tunnel, and the guy's going, you see Trent outside, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, it really is safe. You guys really got it, huh? Well, all right. Good on you." And heads off in doing his own thing. You guys head out of the camp, and due to the impeccable instructions given to you by Winch, you are able to find your way back to the party. And so with that, the party just finished speaking with Christopher Dawkins, and you see Timmel, Enki, and Glorb approaching and rejoining with you guys. Do you guys, if you want, you can recap them in character, but since we already did a session recap, if you want, we can also simply say that you gave them a quick rundown.
Yeah, I think Winch probably told them.
Oh, yes, so true. Winch just gave him a rundown. Therefore, yeah.
You guys know everything. It was very brief. Winch, his robotic mind is just on top of things.
A steel trap. A steel trap, both literally and figuratively. He really's got that locked in. So you guys are up to date. You show up. Do you ask or say anything in specific as you rejoin with the rest of the group?
Where's my rod?
Glorb has rod.
Give it here, Glorb.
Wrong rod, Glorb.
And now, Enki, you would remember this as well because you did hand it to Hawk, so you know that Hawk has it just because Hawk's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go into town. I'm gonna hold on to it, and just in case we need to show it to someone or something." So you would know that Hawk has it.
Okay. So, can I pickpocket him for the rod?
Yeah. So you can. You show up now. He is staring, right at you as you're just now joining him. So go ahead and give me a light of. So sorry. What are you doing as you're trying to?
Nothing.
I always just want to be all like, let him have it.
Should just go up to Haka, dap him up, and
Yeah.
digging in his pockets, or digging
as
in
like
her pockets.
A part of the handshake.
I just give him a hug or something.
So if you want, you can either give me a performance check, a deception check, and then so really quick first, Hawk, give me an insight check, and Enki, give me a deception check. So that's an @1. Oh no, that says you're rolling as the 8, but it's still your character sheet.
The 8 roll.
Hey, put your over me.
So that's an @1.
Damn it.
So so literally you go to dap him up and you just slap his ass going right for the fishing rod.
It is a she.
Wow.
It is a she.
Her. So you just all right. So you just slap her ass.
Sexual harassment on the first 10 minutes.
All right. Wait. I'm so sorry. Real quick. How old again is Hawk?
19.
All right, Drake. Anyway, so
Well, Dragonborn's age differently. That's like 30 in human years.
And my kid is like the equivalent of a 12-year-old. So.
Yeah, no, because at 3 is when they reach full adulthood in theory. So.
Okay.
That is a good point, though. I guess while we're talking about age, is anybody specifically younger or older than we might have assumed? Like, is anybody particularly old or particularly young? Just so we have it in our minds.
I think.
Because Enki, you just said you were like a 12-year-old. Do you mean just mentally, not
no,
physically?
Age 147.
Yeah, so Enki's actually fairly young for elf, but elves do reach mature like form
Does Enki look? All I'm asking is, does Enki look like a kid? Like, does it look
Yeah.
like a kid or teenager?
he just
Chicken
yeah, he is
4
short.
foot something, bro.
Short king.
Yeah, he's a
My-
short king.
4
My
foot
I knew he
30.
was short.
Robot?
I just didn't know if it was more of a
Yeah.
like a
Child short or not? No,
Yeah,
no, no.
yeah.
halfling sort of short or a child short.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nope.
child short.
Okay,
Uh,
and then
Severance has 17 is 17, but that's like after built, so
Mm. So he's not sure how old he is in theory, but he's
what is his expiration date?
yeah
Oh.
His
uncertain.
production.
Production date is 17 years.
Like checking under his foot for like a Best Buy date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Glorb,
yes,
Gor's
I
probably
was
where you
just-
guys think Glorb is.
But he does look like, I will say Severance looks like probably like 35-year-old ish, unless Severance is
Well, it's
there's a
a
different look.
robot. It's probably kind of hard to tell.
Or Severance has human skin, doesn't he?
Or
no.
no, that's
That
Winch
Oh.
is the one that has more eldritch sort of
Right,
appearance.
that's right. That's right. I keep forgetting Winch is the one that's got it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
constantly talk about him being a robot. It's just a little bit confusing because his picture, he just made
Yes.
a basic
Mhm.
Warforged picture because he
Yes.
forgot, or he wasn't
Well,
sure what his character would look like at the
It was a
time.
mixture of not knowing what it would look like, and it was also a mixture of unfortunately in Hero Forge where we made the minis for our characters, they don't have any good options for
Yeah, they have a few tentacle
Eldritch
stuff and eldritch nonsense, but it's not as good.
Mhm.
Anyway, but
Uh,
yes, it is Winch that is the skinned one.
Yes. Got it. Well, I will say I don't know
As
if
far as they're
party
aware.
members have noticed this yet, but at the very least there is weird glowing and whirling and clicking noises every once in a while with certain magical things happen around Hawk. You guys have noticed. Well, most of you have noticed. I feel like some people haven't. Like the
If
last.
anybody has, Glorb has.
Actually, that's true. I don't think Needles has noticed.
Well, we did say that was what snapped me out of my research into the battle. So we did say that I specifically had noticed it.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And we did talk about it briefly because when I cast Identify on Haka, I asked, hey, does this have anything to do? I pretty much said, are any of the spells cast on you related to your magic? And I think the answer that she gave was not sure, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you also do remember one of the magics was divine as well for Hawk.
Right, yes. It was divination and
Divination.
necromancy.
Mhm.
Where were we? Oh, we were talking about age. Sorry, I got us off topic because I was curious. Oh, by the way, Needles does look like a 40 to 50-year-old guy, so like an older guy, but it's kind of hard to tell when he's, tiny.
Mhm.
You have to look real close.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are some
Mid
wrinkles.
mid
He's like
20s. Glorb's like mid 20s, like 30s, somewhere around there. Yeah,
Average
yeah.
age, normal
Yeah.
age.
Mhm.
I'm like
Yeah.
30. Everyone's close to 30.
Mhm. Yeah, because Avalon's
Because
not.
NQ is pickpocketing.
Yes.
So Enki goes to try to do like adapt to Hawk, and in the same motion also tries to pickpocket Hawka, resulting in Enki just slapping the bottom of Hawka. Hawka, what do you do? And it's clear that he was trying to
gonna-
steal the rod.
Just gonna bonk him on the head with my staff for doing that, and say, if you want it back, you can ask.
Can I steal it from you, please?
Hello, Walmart employee. May I thieve? Petty shoplifting, please.
I will give you $5 to let me shoplift. That's the price of the item. Yes.
Did Enki say please?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just give it to Enki.
Ah, she fell for it! Ah!
That's good.
I want my guy to just be like laughing while running away.
So, Timal, Glorb, how did the training go? Any progress on the goblins?
Yeah, actually, Timmel and Glorb, go ahead and give me either an athletics or, honestly, I'd say persuasion. Actually, both of you persuasion.
Let them make intimidation if they want to. Surely, like a drill
Oh,
sergeant sort of
so
thing.
true.
If they
So
want to,
true.
right.
Okay, persuasion or intimidation, for sure. You can do intimidation instead if you'd prefer.
Hey, look at that.
Nice,
Good
nice.
numbers.
So yeah, you guys do through like a good cop, good trainee, bad trainee routine. You have been whipping them in decent shape.
Glorb got some progress, all right, with the goblin.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
It just makes sense for Glorb to be training up anyway.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, yeah, the
Goblin
reason we are
harem.
taking
I
it
mean, what?
the reason we are taking it a bit more seriously, what's going on with the goblins, is because we talked about last time that we want to train them to do various things. So we talked about training them to be clerics or wizards or
Oh, that'd
or
be helpful, yeah.
barbarians, depending.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, we were telling jokes about that, which is why I asked.
An army of goblins raid the freaking village. I say we make an army of thieves.
And we can do that since they are done.
Aren't they already thieves?
Exactly.
We're about to move to the
They're
big
not
league.
very good at it.
I mean, this
Be that
town.
hard to make them thief for us.
Glorb likes goblins now.
A different kind of smash, if you will.
Eh?
So did they? So everything went well. They're behaving themselves.
Glorb says goblins do better, yes.
Think the goblins seem to be doing pretty all right.
That's very good. So, as Winch has hopefully caught you up, we were discussing whether or not to go talk to Gregory first about the rod, or to perhaps investigate the petrification issue.
Glorb likes Greg.
You haven't met him yet, Glorb.
I like Greg. It's a cool name.
Fair.
He does share a name with
I'm-
the local Kraken.
He does.
He does.
Almost.
I'm not
Memories.
opposed to anything that the group might have in mind.
We rob everybody.
There you
But
go.
before that, Glorb, would you like to lead the way to Gregory? He's at the tavern.
Ooh, Glorb like the tavern. Sure, I'll go.
We're not buying more
Go.
drinks.
Damn it.
So those heading to the inn, go ahead and move your characters to
Right,
the
Inn.
inn.
Sorry. Red Birch Inn.
Red
Brick.
No, that's the
Tavern
red
there.
brick in.
The
the
something
Tavern
something
of
Tavern
Inn.
Inn.
Yes.
I got the alcohol from there. It's the tavern for me.
Before we go, I don't want to dig up the body, but do you remember what the face of the author looks like at all? The one that's buried.
We buried him? I thought we just left him there.
Well, the guard buried him.
The guard tampered with evidence because they're that incompetent. Sorry, we didn't make that clear during recap. The guards are so incompetent, they went into the crime scene, took the body, buried it right outside the house in broad daylight.
Yes.
Just to clarify, that is what
Yeah.
happened.
And they were so like lazy. They're like, when I asked them about cleaning the house, they're like, I was supposed to clean the house. I'm like, no, but still, I'm like, you tamper with evidence.
If you're already messing up, at least be helpful about it.
Thank you.
How are you gonna
But,
mess up and
on-
half-ass it? What the hell?
Right.
Also, he also didn't remember his parents' name or any other details, so we are getting the idea that in this town or this version of Burn that people are all forgetting memories, not just us. Which is another thing we had during that discussion. But what you were asking, Avalon, is, and did anybody remember the face? Did we? I assume we saw the face.
Yeah,
Or
that's
it
what I'm
wasn't
like.
mangled or anything, right?
Yeah, he looked like a fairly regal, aristocratic, but like a little bit malnourished as well. So like slick black hair, but his bone structure, already a sharp bone structure, but even sharper due to the bit of malnutrition. So the sunken skin a little bit.
Okay. So I was going.
Would either me or Enki be able to replicate the face with our illusions? Like if
Yeah,
we
I'd
wanted
say
to show somebody.
go ahead and give me a history check just to see like how accurate of a memory you can pull up for this. It'll just be regular. So 15. Oh yeah, for sure. Because you saw it.
Ah.
Oh yeah,
Enki,
Enki.
to be fair, Enki, you were the one that studied it very well and found the note that.
Mhm.
I still
You
haven't
still
given
haven't
you-
shared with
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah.
Nobody gambled yet.
Gotta gamble.
You haven't said anything about it.
Nobody brought it up.
We don't know about it.
Yeah,
at
no,
all.
Enki, you swiped it without anyone noticing that you grabbed the
you're right.
notes. They wouldn't know to ask you for them.
Probably bring it
We're
up at
just
the
all in
end.
the dark.
Hey, check this out.
All right, fair. And then so Enki, you definitely can replicate the face, and then Needles, if you had trouble replicating it, you see Needles do it, and you're able to get it.
Okay, so
Or Enki, yeah. Okay.
just for
Enki,
the sake
sorry.
of roleplay, can I use the spell Disguise Self to do it?
Oh, for sure.
Cause let me read it real quick.
Because you want to make yourself look like the person.
Yeah.
You can only change your height by
Wait,
1 foot,
wait.
though. Mind you. You can only be 1 foot taller.
I'll be a 5-foot version of him.
Okay.
Or how tall am I? Like, I am 4'3", so I'll be 5'3".
Let's
That's not that
go.
bad.
Nice.
Yeah, actually, that's about the height of the person.
Okay.
Yeah,
whew.
pretty close.
Yeah.
Yourself, including your
Maybe
clothes,
off
weapon,
by a
armor,
couple
belonging
inches,
to
but
person.
still. And to answer Glorb your question, I believe it was I think it was Tibble. Let me just double check my notes here. Cause I swore I had it written down, but it might be before I started organizing my notes, so I might not be able to find it. Yeah, I can't.
Harry asked about the goblin's name that Thor was friends with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Tibble. I even said
Yes,
like
I got Tibble down.
Yeah, it is Tibble. Yeah, and I found it here as well. And I'm gonna write it
Okay.
in a different spot. So
Sounds like my name.
That's why I remembered it, honestly.
Yeah. It's like Timmel and Tibble.
All right, cool.
But yes. So do you do that before going into the inn, by the way, Enki, or are we doing this after you've entered the inn?
Right as I'm like entering the inn, I just transform.
Gotcha.
I like the idea of like Evelyn's. Does anybody remember what this guy looks like? Enki
Immediately
immediately.
turns into like, Enki, what the heck?
I just lay on the ground.
Yeah, do you want to do a I think it was deception check. This time it could be performance if you want, or deception. I'll let you choose. If you want to, oh, hi, Kai. If you want to replicate the dead body,
Deception.
roll for me.
Oh god! Oh god!
Damn.
What? Why
And
does
it's
it always
insane because
happen?
I
Breakdancing.
legit was going to give you
Just in a
advantage
row.
on this, and like, I don't know what that would have done. I
Jesus.
This always happens to you, man. What the fuck?
It was at 2.
Hopefully you've got some DM inspiration.
Yeah, you got DM inspiration.
yeah, you can
Yeah,
use your
you
inspiration
could.
if you want.
I'm maxed out. I'm maxed out, so I might as well.
Yeah.
It's only my highest
this-
rated thing besides sleight of hand. What the hell?
And this is why we have DM inspirations, because
Alright.
sometimes this is just how
There
your
we
luck
go.
goes. You never roll above a 10 and you just hate everything.
That's the second for deception too. That was the
Yeah,
second.
yeah, literally
That's-
and then the second
Third.
one with
Second.
advantage being 2 nat 1s.
Jeez.
Insane.
That's
I haven't had this bad luck since my character creation, man.
It's
Can we
so
turn on-
true.
Can we turn on karmic dice?
Yeah. God,
Like,
honestly.
that's bad for those of us that roll well, though, isn't it?
Yes, it does work the other direction.
That was
as well.
the joke.
I roll so well
Yeah,
most
Needle's
of the
like,
time. Don't
whoa,
ruin
let's
my-
wheel it back.
To be fair, my intelligence rolls are not always on point.
So true though. Yeah, it was mainly just when we had that stat roll that was juicy. But yeah, so with the 12, you play a replicated body. Like it's not like a performance good enough for people to be impressed, but it's good enough for people to be insulted.
Oh.
Yep, that looks like a dead body. All right.
Yeah, definitely. Like, well, this guy's been dead for a while. It's only been like a day or two since discovery of this body, so maybe too soon. But also, like, none of you knew him personally, so.
Just a guard walks by. I just buried him. What the hell?
Well, actually, you make a valid point. Nope. All right, he doesn't notice shit.
Oh my god.
No, he's that dumb.
Let's go,
Did he
W.
go to the inn to
You already
get a drink
forgot.
after we bullied him?
He is lost in the sauce at the moment.
His shift wasn't even over.
No.
Yeah.
That's great.
And he
Town,
does
that's
not
about
notice you guys enter. He is full, just locked in on the drink.
Do I see him?
Oh yeah, you guys see him.
Do I know about the bullying?
No.
Mitch told you, right?
Oh, yeah.
okay.
We said Winch gave him a
Winch told
very thorough
everything.
escort.
Told you everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Can I-
So you do know that he got bullied. Winch
In
told
fact,
you.
I think Winch would have emphasized that. He would have said specifically.
Yeah.
So true.
So can I like go up to the guy and just freaking like woo?
There we go.
Make an intimidation check with advantage.
I swear to God, if I roll a natural one, I'm gonna freaking kill my character.
Put it go on the sewer slide. Yeah, with a 16.
There would have
There you go.
Yeah, he sees.
advantage, right? So
Oh, yeah. So 17. Thank you.
makes a huge difference. You're welcome, Mankey.
Thank you.
Uh,
Might have failed.
and then before I say the result, do you want to do a reroll? 17's a 17.
Nah.
Yeah, so you spooked the heck out of this guy, as he, like, drops his drinks, like, oh, no, wait, I didn't know he was messing with the crime scene, I promise, I thought you were dead, and he scrambles out of the inn, he's back alive, zombies are in the city.
I wonder if that's gonna make him get to work for once.
I like to imagine my guy used minor illusion to like kind of make it.
Yeah,
even
like,
more-
make it look even more decayed and such, yeah.
In an attempt to befriend my illusionist friend, could I? So presumably we shut the door behind us, right?
Oh, for sure.
Could I try to make an illusion to make it look like the door's open, so he runs in the door on his way out?
Yeah, so it's just like a, what's your spell save DC?
I think it's 15.
The freaking Looney Tunes scene.
Yeah, I
Oh.
don't know how well silent image works for making like a. But
He
yeah, I think
deserves
it's like
it.
use silent image to paint.
It just looks like a
To paint the
clearly
exterior.
painted portrait of the village.
Oh, and know what's insane? So his first roll was a nat 20, but I forgot he has disadvantage because he's drunk. So
Very good.
had he been sober, he would have totally spotted this. His second roll was not a nat 20. It was actually much worse. So he runs face first into this door. And
Oh.
he goes, and, like stumbles through after slamming into the door. And it literally is like the equivalent of Wile E. Coyote painting a door on top of the door. And he still just runs right into it. Yeah. So that event occurs, and
Could I fly up to Enki's face? Right. And my dear fellow Fae, could I consider this a Fae friendship formed?
Of course, that was great.
And I'll hold my hand up for a high five and hopefully not get swatted out of the air.
Oh.
I do a light high five.
Okay.
nice, yeah. Quality. And that's true. You guys are both Fey origins. And with that, and actually too, the innkeeper Gregory, he will actually look to Enki and be like, "Oh, hey, finally decided to get out of the house, huh?"
Oh,
Oh shit.
okay. Can I walk up to the innkeeper
Okay.
then?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Enki, like, oh, so you know him?
Oh yeah, that's the author. Don't know your name exactly, just what you tell us every time, or at least you mutter under your breath. But no, I mean, I'm not trying to make a statement with that. I'm just saying it as it is. But yeah, no, I'm surprised. He usually is a bit of a recluse, if you don't mind my saying, as he turns again to Enki. But it's good to see you out and about. To be honest, I thought I smelled something a little rancid the other day by your house, but I didn't want to say anything. But you should consider cleaning up a little bit. But it seems like, and then he kind of looks, and you are making yourself look like the way you found him, mostly, which isn't the greatest. So he's like, hey, how about you have some, you have a little food on the house. You could use some. And he
I was
hands
sorry,
you a thing
but-
of porridge.
Did the innkeeper not just see us scare the crap out of that dude? Like, whoa!
Oh yeah, he did, but he just assumed it was you fucking like doing a
Least he's
boop.
out.
Well, he did say you're a recluse.
Yeah.
So you probably do this all the time.
I'm just actually just emulating him perfectly.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just-
This guy so far hasn't been phased. At least the innkeeper hasn't. Because he shows no sign of having not seen what just happened.
In all
so is
my
there
allies'
food?
heads. Oh, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
Does he bring out food?
Oh yeah. He gives you like a thing
Porridge,
of
right?
thing
Yes,
of, or
that's-
sorry, not porridge. He gives you a bit of gruel.
All right, I'll just quietly like wobble to the table and eat it.
All right.
Running around and showing off the
food
big old
character.
blood stain on the back. He was stabbed in the back, right?
Mhm.
So does the innkeeper see him walk away with like a stab wound in the back?
I mean, Enki, do you make it look exact with the stab wound and all? You can choose to
Yeah.
not, but okay,
Yeah.
cool.
It's funnier if I
yeah.
copy that.
So you walk up to the table, get the gruel, and then you walk away from it. While he's sitting at it and eating, does anyone say anything? Because I don't know how quickly you're able to scarf down the food, but I think if anyone wants to say something before you turn to walk away, they do have a minute.
So, I do have a question. Is the guy we scared? Is he like knocked out, like on the ground? or,
No,
like,
no. He ran, like hit his head on. I was like, oh, and then like opened the door and ran out.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
If he
You're about to
didn't,
bully him more, weren't you?
I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna ask if I could like have minor illusion to like have underworld hands coming out of the ground. You're coming back with me.
You just like cast it as he's running away, and he's just he just runs away from where the illusion is.
Just chips on nothing.
Yeah, no, he doesn't trip on it, but he just runs a different direction. Just causes him to have to run an extra bit. He's a little extra scared. But at that point, he's out of line of sight, and because you're
Oh, yeah.
not able to see it from the inside.
Just wait till I find him again.
Okay. Well, I do got something to say then. It's gonna be so stupid, but don't
Oh.
mind me.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I
Where
have.
did you go?
Sorry.
Oh. It took me a minute to register what was just said.
Where'd he go? I wonder where he went, man.
Does the party respond? Or they just
Sorry, what did he say?
Glorp
He
said,
said,
"Where did
"Where'd
Enki go?"
No. He's around, Glorb. Don't worry about it. You know, he's a prankster and everything.
I'm going to try to explain in Glorb's head the nature of illusions, but I'm going to do it in a very arcane way. In as complicated scientific a way as possible. I exhibit the process of illusory-based systematic regulations.
Yeah, Glorb, give me an arcane check real quick.
Oh God.
Why'd you roll that 20 though?
No, there's no way. I swear, if I do, that'd be crazy. All right, let me open up the sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Set
Oh, yeah,
up so I
sorry,
can read.
Arcana.
Oh, the gamer lean.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Actually, it's not that bad.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. So yeah, you definitely like. It's enough to. You are still confused. Don't get me wrong. You still have no
yeah.
idea how any of this shit works, but like, you're able to pick up enough where you're like, okay, I sort of know what he's talking about. It's not confusing per se, but it's just like, yep, I don't know that.
Enough to know that Enki is the author guy at least.
Oh yeah, and enough to
I'd
know
imagine.
that like there are spells, illusion spells exist, and that Enki just used a spell to make himself look like this.
I'm not gonna lie, I was like really hoping that he'd roll a natural 20, so it was, Globe understands completely.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That or a
I
nat
cast
one.
a few illusions in my day.
Yes.
You know, I'm somewhat of an illusionist myself.
You know, if you just think hard enough, it becomes real. You know that? They don't.
Manifestation.
You just have to manifest.
I read The Wish when I was younger. Oh, The Secret, sorry. Anyway.
Yes. But that being said, so yeah, so you say that, and then Enki at that point, you're like turn your back to the innkeeper and like walk towards the rest of the party, and he just looks and he's like, hey Arthur, you doing okay? Seems like you got a bit of a rough mark there.
So I start reaching for it.
Oh no, I don't know if you should touch that. That might get infected. Any of y'all able to help him out?
What do we do, guys? And I like whisper that to the rest of everyone.
I try casting prestidigitation, but it's an illusion, so it does nothing.
Do you like cast prestidigitation to like make the illusion of like that specific part of his body, or at the least to sew up his imaginary clothes?
In effect, but it shouldn't do anything because it's an illusion, unless Enki changes his illusion.
I mean,
Can I
your
change my-
illusion would layer on top of his.
Oh, I could, sure, I try
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah. It's an illusion on an illusion.
Lucian Shepson.
And that, so yeah,
Sounds pretty
he's just,
complex.
yeah, and so he's just kind of looking at it. He's just like, thank you. Anyway, what can I help you, fair travelers, with anything? Or, I do like to, try to be a good host.
Booze.
Gorb, I can't even drink right now. Remember
I
last
gotta
time?
help out this man with his wound.
I don't think he needs any right now. He has his gruel.
I got to pour it on his back.
Right. Well, if you have the gold for gruel, copper, I should say, I'm willing to sell to those willing to buy.
To be clear, Glorb is aware he's just fucking around.
That being said, anything else I can help you fair travelers with?
Are you Gregory Dins?
Gregory Binns, at your service.
Oh, so you're friends with Christopher Dawkins?
I think friends is a strong word. He does come by the inn, and he is a customer who comes by. And I try to remain amicable with my customers. I am a host, after all.
But when we talked to Christopher Dawkins, it sounded like you guys knew each other for a long time.
He has been traveling around for quite some time, and therefore I host his company on many occasions, yes.
Well, he also told us that you gave him his rod, his fishing rod.
Yes, I do recall that. It was just a matter of, to be entirely honest, it was just a matter of we had a bit of a bet, you see, and we figured we guessed who could fish more than the other. Because I called him I said those out of towners don't know how to fish like the real ones here do, and he said, well, you know, he put my money where my mouth was, and I said, well, you know what, if whoever wins this can get my goldenrod, and he won it.
Did Enki's ears stick straight up when he said the word bet?
I was like, gambling?
And, you know, actually, it was not too long after that people started realizing you could put bets on people who were participating in the fishing competition. It's one thing just to compete, but it actually helped reduce how many people were competing, because instead of just everyone competing, some people would just bet on certain competitors. And it'd feel like they were doing it, even if they weren't actually doing it.
Can my character just be staring dead straight at him while he's talking about gambling?
Oh, for sure.
Just like
You're just looking at
locked in. Not blinking
Glorb's
at
also
all.
Glorb's also looking intently at Gamba.
That was to notice. That was for me to notice if Enki and pick up on his gambling habits. I did not.
Nope. Needles is blissfully unaware. Good gracious. That -4 is so disgusting.
That's pretty crazy, yeah.
Anywho's, so yeah, he then will say, but anyway, yeah, that's about all the information I really have on him. He seems to, I bet any innkeeper would be fairly familiar with that man.
Wait, really? Why is that?
Oh, well, from what I've heard, he tends to travel city to city. Never stays in one place for too long. Well, up until recently. What with the competition going on. He's very much a sunk cost fallacy at this point. Whereas if he would leave now, then he might not be able to, you know, all that time he was previously waiting goes to waste. However, not realizing that if he just left now, that's to his benefit. 'Cause quite frankly, I feel like if we're not having the fishing competition at this point, I don't think we're having it in general, which is a shame, but here's what it is.
Well, some people are working on it right now, so probably just to wait a little longer. But we're trying to figure out about his fishing rod right now because it got taken by goblins, and we're trying to locate it still. But we were told that there's a second part to it, to the fishing rod.
Oh, yes, the second piece. And he turns back around, and you now notice, because it was pretty dulled, but he opens a glass box that's behind him, and what looked to just be like a regular novelty large fish scale, he starts polishing it off, and it is now a crystalline, and you're able to notice this crystalline fish scale that's just a large scale that is crystal. And he goes, yes, this old beauty.
I guess so. We really don't know what it is, but we were just told that was a second part to it.
Yep. Somehow it has some kind of connection with the old fishing rod, but the deal that I had with old Dawkins was that it was the rod, not for this nice piece of jewelry. That being said, as he kind of looks at the party for a moment, why do you ask? Ain't nobody asked about this in quite some time. As he puts it back up on the counter. Actually, he's still holding it.
Well, we kind of need it for it to help us locate the fishing rod that the goblins apparently lost.
Well, go ahead and make either give me a persuasion check. Oh, sorry, yes.
Would like to assist, or if anybody else wants to assist, they can also. But if nobody else is, okay, I would like to.
Yes, he's a bit shy about it, but my dear friend Avalon here is a bit of a fish enthusiast, and such a thing would be extremely dear to him. He's actually, on our many long years of journeying together, talked about fish indubitably and indefinitely, specifically their scales.
Make a deception check for me.
All right.
16.
You want
Do I give him advantage with that? Is that high enough?
Go ahead and make a persuasion. Yeah. Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
He's like, oh yeah, he
my.
loves fish, but I don't like the look of his face. His face, I just don't
And
like it.
I will specify when you use DM inspirations, it's an additional roll, meaning it's not necessarily with advantage if you had advantage. However, if it will still work in the sense that it replaces whatever your smallest roll was of the advantage. So let's say if you were to roll again, it would replace the 7 instead of the 8 kind of thing. Or in this case, the 7 instead of the 9, since you've already used it once.
Right.
And that being said, are you sticking with 9 as your final answer?
Yeah.
So with a 9, he looks and
We
goes,
can't spend our DM inspiration to help other people, can we?
yes, actually. Yes, you can.
Just because it's funny, do it one more time. I'll give you one.
Okay.
So 14. With the 14, and it's a good thing it's not disadvantage. With the 14, he kind of looks and he's like, Well, I tell you what. Unfortunately, the fishing competition, it seems like it hasn't gone on just yet. But I tell you what, if you find out for me who's organizing this competition, maybe I could help them out and up the stakes a little bit and put, for the sake of old times and fishing friends, I could perchance put this scale for whoever wins the competition. This being the prize would get quite a lot of people's interest back up. Really bring in, raise the morale of the town for having waited so long. Because maybe finances are the reason they're holding off for this long.
Can you give us 1 minute, please?
Yes.
And then I like wave at the group to come together. I'm like a bit away from him.
Team huddle.
Team huddle.
I want Enki to join in, still in disguise.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just the mysterious author from next door, just huddling up with strange people from the sea. Okay.
Yeah. It's like, well, at least he made friends.
This kind of sucks for us.
We're not necessarily obligated to go with his plan. We could make an alternate suggestion. He did mention a bet of some kind. We could offer alternative stakes.
I feel like I'm off my game right now, but I can probably talk my way through. Unless Enki, you want to chip in for this? Since you're the author right now, you can probably have a better word against him.
I don't know, man. It sounds like a lot of work.
I agree that this whole fishing competition seems far too tedious, but if we could convince him to participate in some more short-term escapades or wager, perhaps we could take it off his hands more quickly.
Yeah. But we also have John Williams.
Yes, we do have the Gorgon.
We can probably
sitting
find a
in
way
Market Square.
to get him a statue from John Williams to put in the tavern.
Glorb has an idea.
What is it, Glorb?
I beat him in an arm wrestling competition.
I'm not against it.
I'm not
Does he-
against that. Yeah, I'm not against that.
I'm not
Sounds
sure
like
he'll
a second
agree,
Lord
but you
idea.
can give it a shot. I certainly wouldn't agree to an arm wrestling competition, but that feels like personal circumstance.
I can't really talk to the guy because I don't know what the person I'm disguised as sounds like.
So that is
I don't
true.
think he did either. He was a recluse. Yes,
Yeah.
he wasn't well known or well spoken. I don't think he'll notice. To be perfectly frank, I think the people in this town are even stranger than us, which is saying a lot.
They seem to forget things, so I think we can
That's-
play with that.
And you
I
would
think he
also
noticed
notice
the really short elf.
he
the
also
voice.
did mention that the author only really muttered to himself, didn't often talk. That was something that you just recently heard.
Actually, can I do a perception check? This because I don't think I did it beforehand for about the innkeeper. Well, yeah, innkeeper. To see if he looks like everyone else from the town, like kind of malnourished.
Oh yeah, well, so I will specify it's not everyone in the town looks that way. Some people have, but most have been decent. Like no one's overweight here except for the mayor. However, the author specifically, and he did mention that maybe the author hadn't been eating much lately. And
Were you
so
specifically asking if it seemed like he had memory issues, Avalon?
Yeah, because like we in the market we met
there
that
was
one
the
person.
one person who was withering, yes.
Yeah.
No, he does not appear that way. You won't need to roll for it. It's pretty easy to tell. If you could make a quick perception, or I could argue medicine check as well. I'll let you choose. You could make a roll between those two and really quick just to see if I go any further in depth. But I will say, even if you don't make the DC, you can still tell.
Okay, I'll just do a quick one. See what I get.
Yeah, so 16. Yeah, so you can tell that, this person's a little bit older, but like that seems his actual age. So he looks his stated age essentially.
But we don't know if he's actually affected by what's going on with the town.
Yeah, at this moment it's hard to tell.
Okay. I say we go with Lord's plan.
I second that.
I'm not
I
confident
also agree
in
with
its
Lord's
success, but I third.
I mean, he's going to have to put down the fishing scale. The scale.
Oh,
10
I'm
copper
not confident
pieces,
that he'll
it
agree
works.
to the bet. I mean, someone like me wouldn't agree to wrestle an ogre, and someone like him might not agree to wrestle a very strong-looking orc.
Glorb have another idea.
What is it, Glorb?
Glorb, who do you say this
Oh.
to?
Everybody, pretty much.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So you're saying it out loud. Got it. Go ahead.
Feels like I'm talking to Bruce Banner after freaking.
I guess that's true, huh?
Needles taught me about illusion thing. Make me look weak. Puny.
He's already seen you,
It's a
Glorb.
it's a possibility, but the thing is, Enki's spell is very particular in disguising himself, and there isn't exactly an equivalent to disguising another person with an illusion. It would more be a makeshift rigamajuri sort of deal, and I'm not confident in its success. I could try, and perhaps with Enki's help, we could make you look less impressive.
Do we want to step out then? Well, do you guys want to step out and do that? Because he's already seen Glorb.
Glorb, 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 glorb.
We're gonna go find our other orc friend.
We don't have to make him look like an orc per se. We could just make him look like a random passerby, or
I might as well just freaking disguise as the freaking guard or something. Alright, yeah. What do you want to look like, Glorb?
And are you guys, when you're saying this too, are you whispering by the by?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
There's like-
mine can't be heard.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, continue. Just wanted to clarify.
Dealer's
just
choice.
yelling it.
Dealer's choice. Dealer's choice.
I think it would be a shame to shut down the idea without giving it a shot.
It's true.
Yeah.
We
That
all
is
can always
true.
try something else if it fails, right?
There's 2 plans in one. So Core can do arm wrestling for looking weak. So if he wins, we get the scale.
We could pretend to get him very, very drunk, make him seem out of it, make him seem weak and inebriated, and then make the bet.
Okay, ho.
I'll buy the booze again.
Okay, we're getting him drunk
The
again.
point is pretending.
I don't think they're going to pretend this time again.
Oh, pretend we're buying booze.
And then, are you also trying to do some kind of rigging of illusion spells to make him look different?
Maybe if me and Enki work together, like we literally just don't have a spell to do that.
Yeah.
There isn't technically a D&D spell, so we would have to really jury rig something.
Yeah.
I don't have a disguise kit either.
Oh, I have a disguise kit.
You could try that.
I don't know what.
Lord will wear really long sleeves.
Yeah, go
Yes,
ahead.
but if the sleeves are ripping and bulging, it's going to be a little bit obvious.
Spandex hasn't been invented yet.
So either Enki or Needles. This is with disadvantage, so I assume you're using the help action, so it'll be a regular roll. One of you make a roll for Arcana, and then is there a roll for disguise kit? If not, you're proficient with it, so just make a stealth check, but add your proficiency bonus to it.
Who, me?
Mhm.
Yeah, I've seen disguise kit rolled as either rolling dexterity or intelligence, and then adding
I've had
proficiency.
Yeah, you can use intelligence
But
then if you
that's-
want as well. Because stealth is
Oh, you
just
do
a
have
dex.
disguise kit.
Oh, there it is. All right, cool. And it's probably set to dex. Okay, so yeah, Avalon, you set him up in a nice, like, so again, it's hard to really, because he's a big guy, but by making it like, larger clothes, it's kind of it kind of hides the form a bit more when it's like the clothes by comparison is bigger than him. And then go ahead and give me
He can make it look like he has extra weight instead of being muscular. It's more like he's just
fat.
big.
I'm
Yeah.
just thinking of Hulk in a suit right now.
Wait. Do you just make like a
I forgot
fat
the-
suit?
I forget his suit. What is his suit called?
The Hulkbuster?
He was actually in a tuxedo.
Oh, the
That's
Mr. Green, I think it's called.
Think so. Hold on.
I don't know. I'm just imagining Glorb with like just light makeup on.
That's the
Go
disguise.
fix it.
We make him
Shall
look like a
thou be known?
female orc
No, it's
and
not
hope
Mr.
that the bartender's sexist.
That's funny. Yeah. What are we doing? Like, what you guys got? What you guys got? 'Cause I was gonna say I
It's up
am
to
now
Avalon.
known as Bartholomew, but yeah, it depends what you make me as.
Yeah, Avalon's the disguiser.
We're just
Because I said dealer's choice.
Oh,
I see,
Joe
so you-
Fix-It. That's what he
Joe
was
makes
called.
it.
Yeah.
So I'm like a businessman, so Bartholomew does work.
Oh, I forgot he was kind of gray during that run.
Yep, the Gray Hulk.
God, that was such a fun run of Hulk.
It was.
So is Avalon just making him look posh, like refined rather than strong? I need a picture in my head here.
Yeah.
It looks like it. Yeah.
Sorta. Let me.
Didn't think of anything else.
Yeah, and I can post in the chat just the Hulk that's being referred to here.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a couple different Hulks. I see one in a fedora, blue stripes.
Yeah,
Looks pretty
that
good.
one.
Glorb shall now be known
He
as
still looks really
Bartholomew.
strong. is
Yeah,
the
so
thing.
that's not an accurate description because again, like you can still see his muscles in that. Whereas
Ugh.
the look that
Yeah.
the whole purpose of the fit that you're going with is so it hides his body frame. But also too, go ahead and we didn't
Eggy
establish
clothes
is
and
it
shit, yeah.
Needles or Enki who's going to be doing that stealth roll? Or sorry, the
Are we doing both?
Arcana.
As we may as well stack up on both the illusion and the disguise kit.
Yep. No, yeah,
My
that's
Arcana is pretty high, but your deception is pretty high, so either of us can roll. Enki. If you want to roll, you can. Otherwise, I'll roll Arcana.
I think Inky's
What's your
bad rolls
Arcana?
are ahead of him.
What? Sorry. What?
What's your Arcana?
My Arcana is +7.
Okay, yeah, you do it. Mine Deception's +6.
Okay. Yeah, maybe you should have done it.
Okay.
Well,
yeah, I just want to see what I could have rolled.
you know, that's a clean
You never
outfit.
do that. You never do
Damn
that.
it, bro.
You never see what you could have rolled.
That's why you
Yeah.
never
Take
do
that
that.
one.
I mean, you could maybe argue the DM that you use a DM's inspiration to roll, but you can't do that retroactively.
Yeah, it's a,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like, oh,
No,
I rolled
no,
a
I
19.
just
Can
I was just
now
curious.
use?
yeah.
No, I just wanted to see. I was
Yeah.
curious. I had to know.
So yeah, you go in, and this form is kind of hidden, because I mean, it's a nice, but also at the same time, there's only so much you can do with that frame. And yeah, so you go in, and he just kind of looks at you, and he's just, well, welcome back. Did you guys need anything else, or?
Well, our friend here, he likes some drinks.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, for you guys, it'll only be 2 copper.
Wait, why don't we just challenge them to a drinking competition? Why don't we go with the arm wrestle?
Well,
actually-
this is the dwarves idea.
I have a few other ideas, but I don't want to shut down my allies
I just thought about it.
when they have ideas.
You all have ideas, and you're like, do.
So,
Oh shit.
Alright, arm wrestle, come on.
he's like, so are you getting a drink, or? He just looks at you.
He's all-
Wait, 'cause he recognizes dwarf, right?
Make an
Even though he's
insight check.
disguised. Oh,
It was a 21 disguise kit,
Mhm.
so that's pretty good for at least not looking like the same person.
yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to know.
Okay.
He recognizes the rest of you, obviously.
I
But-
assume we went somewhere else to disguise him. We didn't just do this at the table.
Oh no, you like
we-
yeah. I think you
Oh,
established
yeah.
if nothing else walked outside.
We were
the
outside,
building.
yeah.
I think Timo was paying for drinks.
Yeah, I'll pay for the drinks. I got it. But I think
What
I only
item-
got gold. I don't know if I can like just actively.
Oh, can I have a disabled?
Last time I had to
my
buy
guys
50
while we were out?
drinks or something. Remember? Because I only had a gold piece. I
Mm,
didn't have copper.
I assume they can break change.
yeah.
Yeah,
you
they
break
could give
down-
change. Yeah, he gives change.
Yeah, you can break down gold into 9 silver, and then break down or into 10 silver, and then break down silver into 2 copper.
Mhm.
So just yeah,
Gosh.
if you just take off 1 gold and then add 10 silver, or add
Mhm.
9 silver and then add 10 copper.
Okay.
You're
okay.
gonna,
you can
you're
take
gonna be
whatever
one of
that
those
makes it
guys who are like,
very easy,
hey, give me
actually.
100.
Okay,
Yeah,
break
right.
100.
Sorry, I only carry copper.
That happened in Mexico quite a bit
One.
actually.
Yeah.
2.99.
So take 1 gold off, and then you all said what? Put 9 silver.
Yeah, each one's worth 10 of the previous one. So 1 gold is worth 10 silver, and 1 silver is worth 10 copper.
Mhm.
And you can break it up into change that way, assuming that whoever you're purchasing from has change. So that's up
Yeah.
to Chef.
Yeah, and Gregory has change.
And I kind of assumed that the 10 gold we had in the beginning was like a mix of money. We just
Yeah,
count
like
it
a
since it's easier
hodgepodge.
as gold. Like, who keeps only $50 bills? I guess maybe some people.
With the way Glorb is looking right now, I'd expect him to only have $50 bills.
Yeah, true. He be
Yeah, true.
he's got the
Timmel's
money.
paying. Timmel's
Wait,
paying.
Mickey, are you going to do
Although-
different voice for Glorb?
It
Ended
would
up
look
with
kind of
24
swanky if you
gold
like
pieces.
pulled out. He said 2 copper, and you pull out just a gold.
Yeah,
You
and then
just
he's
drop
just
it
like,
on.
well, all right then, and
Oh,
he gives you change.
Keep the change.
You
Yeah.
said keep the change.
No, 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 no.
I'll give him a gold.
You know,
piece.
keep the 10,000% change.
Yeah, it's like he said keep the change. He looks. He's like, you sure about that?
Yeah. If anything, just break off some drinks for my buddies.
Oh
Everybody
yeah, here.
can have a drink.
1, 2. How many
Just say
drinks am I?
put it on my
getting?
tab or something, dude. Just
Nah, I just gave him the 50 and say, here you go.
50, bro.
keep
You
the
gave him
change.
100.
Yeah.
You gave him 100 and took a freaking candy bar, man.
Yeah. How about we just put a tab on you if you're intending the drink, and then I'll just keep track of that.
We go over it.
Wait.
We go over the.
What's the name of the item we're trying to get again?
The crystalline fishtail.
Yeah, it's
Was it
Crystalline
tail or
fishtail?
scale?
crystal
Yeah.
scale.
Oh, crystal.
Crystal scale.
Mhm.
Okay. Fuck. Okay, so Tim's buying the drinks. I look
Wait,
off.
did Timmel
snazzy.
actually spend a gold, or was that just a joke
I
out of
spend the
canon?
gold.
Oh,
Yeah,
Uh,
he's
we're
ready
set
to
for-
spend the gold. He might not
yeah, if we
necessarily
want to sleep
have to
here,
spend
if we
an
want to
entire
eat here, yeah. I assume you can pick up the change on the way out if you don't
Yeah.
spend that much, right? It's, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
for
it's like
sure.
them down a tap.
Hawk will have a drink.
Glove, Earth, all of you
at
will
a-
have a drink.
I will look at the hot tub size mug in front of me and decide, no, that's a bad idea with a 3 wisdom.
I just push my drink to the side.
3. Okay.
Drinks.
All right.
Oh, I see. You're tabbing it out.
Yeah. All right. So, those who drink their drinks, go ahead and give me a con save.
To
And
be clear,
anyone
it
who
is
has
2 or 3 o'clock, right?
Wait,
Yeah.
does this count as?
Ooh, four.
Lord
Yeah.
is smashed.
As
Glor-
an
Does this
orc,
count as
though,
being poisoned?
Yes. So if you have advantage on being poisoned or are immune to it, you roll with advantage, or you just don't roll. So those who are artificers, you actually get to roll with advantage because you are
that's
resistant
so
to
fucking
poison.
And Severance, I assume, just can't. Get
And
drunk.
he's just crying, thinking of Harambe.
There ain't no way, dude. She said
What
what?
is your plan to?
Is that what you're sticking with?
I could DM Inspire it actually, probably. That'd probably be for the best, Heike.
It would be kind of funny if
I mean,
But
we
it
have to
would
use
go
it.
into the armor.
would
place.
be
I'm
That's
kind
what
of
I'm
funny.
saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
Technically-
but it would be funny.
We get one
being drunk
percent.
might not hurt your strength.
I feel like it does fit the proposition. I'll keep it.
All right, all right.
Okay.
So you get decently sloshed. Although, like, it's hard to. Well, yeah. So yeah, your first drink, it hits you way harder than you thought. You know, maybe you didn't really eat much for breakfast. You just had like a little bit of rations, and that's it. You're like realizing this is the
nah,
first main source of
nah.
calories today.
Nah, boss.
Uh,
nah. I
And
don't.
so it hits you decently hard. I will say you're not drunk, but like unless you do really well on the next time you drink, you're gonna be drunk.
I have headcanon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a new customer and I look snazzy. He's fucking hooking me up. That's my headcanon.
Oh yeah, he hit you with the good stuff. Yeah. So you guys, everyone has their drinks, or those who are actually drinking it do. The rest may have ordered and just hold on to it. And then Timmel, you're a little tipsy Timmel. Haka, you're fine. And so yeah, after that, Glor.
All right, yep. I'm gonna talk to old Gregory, huh?
Mhm.
Mr. Bartender, sir, I don't think I've caught your name.
Oh, yeah. Hello, newcomer. The name's Gregory Benz. I run this establishment here.
Nice to meet you, Gregory. I came here on business. What's going on with this fishing competition?
Yep, another one. Well, as these fair customers here you are sharing a drink with might be able to explain to you, unfortunately, the fishing competition hasn't happened just yet. It's been on quite delay, indefinitely, I'm afraid to say. But, it's not necessarily. There are some who hold hope that this fishing competition will occur, so, it might not be impossible for it to happen. I just think that, you know, maybe you ought to consider the possibility of it not occurring. But, you know, it could occur.
Yes. The people around here, they are wonderful, aren't they?
Yeah, I suppose so. They are decent folk here. Well, yes, actually, and I'm of course a part of this. Yes, I am folk around here.
These wonderful patrons gave me a crazy good drink, but I was talking to them a bit outside, and they seem to be missing a piece of a fishing rod. Do you happen to have that second piece? Cause I kind of want to arm wrestle you for it.
I'm sorry. You're gonna what?
Put that arm out, buddy.
Make a
ends it.
persuasion check.
Bartholomew.
Usually, when you make a bet, you offer up an ante of your own.
Yeah.
But you just said, nah.
I'm drunk. You think I remember that? I'm drunk. You said persuasion vet.
Yeah.
Persuasion. Damn.
Now
That
you
one.
use the DM inspiration.
Yeah, actually, this time I will use it. Fuck. Drop it down once. And then
Dude, what is this yin yang crap,
I'm
bro?
laughing so hard.
God damn it.
So with a 9, is that your final? It is better than a nat 1, I will say. God, just
Fuck.
twice in a row.
Fuck it. I'll keep it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So he just kind of looks at you for a moment and goes, well, that wouldn't be quite fair to me. I'm afraid you'd be losing that battle, and not to mention you haven't really offered up anything, and not much of a bet if you don't offer anything.
I'll give you a firm handshake.
I got 10 gold on it.
Dang.
Damn, you went in.
Jesus.
Bro,
Tim, are you sure you want to put 10 gold on this?
You
10
could ask the
gold
DM,
on
how
it, and I
strong
have
does this
faith
guy
in
look
Glorm.
first?
Like, we don't even know this
That is true.
guy.
I
Come
mean,
on,
Bartholomew, that's not Glorm.
He's kidding in character. His
Did I
character's
miss
in
a
character.
When I was muted, did I miss a discussion about potentially buying the object from him?
No one has
No,
said
We
that.
they're
just
wagering.
skip straight to trying to gamble
We,
for it.
we had
No, we
several
went straight to
plans. And we went straight to Gore's plan.
listen, we're all gamble addicts here, right? Just let us.
That is
That by Gamba.
I immediately
I'm
thought of
going all
gambling.
in. I got faith in Bartholomew. I only know him for 1 second, but I already know. He's-
Oh, Gregory, there's already a bet right here.
Quite distinguished.
You see that
Bartholomew.
snazzy outfit? Bartholomew mean business.
Bartholomew is distinguished.
Gregory, I don't know. I guess you're probably going to do this now since there's a bet online.
Yeah, yes. So what's going on? He just said 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get him to put down 10.
He said 10 gold.
So he puts down the 10, and he just kind of looks. He's like, "I'm sorry, but I'd feel bad. I feel like I can't just rob a man of 5 gold. You're clearly not in right mind. I appreciate the thought, but really."
Can I use a persuasion check to see if I can convince him?
So
Oh.
that is the persuasion check.
That
That
was
is the
good.
persuasion.
Can I try and like assure him and like, come on, man, might give it a shot.
All right. We will. Enki, you can chime in as well.
So
Then.
as Enki is chiming in, to tag team with Enki, I would like to suggest Enki here is actually quite a strong arm, and he was actually wrestling with old Bartholomew over here. Isn't that right, Enki?
Ah, yes.
If I remember correctly, you won.
Easily.
And so I apologize. So are you saying that? And then he turns to Enki, or well, I guess actually he turns to, who to him appears to be, the author, and he goes, "Now we," And he's like, all right, well, if you lost to him, you're definitely going to lose to me. I'm sorry. That's just not. Now I
Ooh.
really feel bad about doing that.
Ooh. Oh,
Grab it
I
back
gotta
by
chime
you.
in now.
This guy
I
wants
gotta
a
chime in
challenge,
now.
man.
I gotta chime in.
No.
Uh,
Are
I
you
forgot I was the
challenging
guy.
Bartholomew's manhood?
No, sorry. I mean no offense, but just, 10 gold is 10 gold, and I apologize. You're not going to win that.
Money comes and goes. Bartholomew knows all about that with my clients.
Make a deception check.
While he's deceiving, do any of us see how strong this guy
Oh my
looks?
God.
Is
Oh,
this guy just acting confident to just shut him down, or is he actually beefed out of his mind?
Uh,
I just,
This is such a good question.
I
Yeah,
just
go
assumed he
ahead
was
and
like
make
the
it-
stereotypical one.
yeah, anyone who wishes to, they can go ahead and make an insight roll.
Insight.
Insight or perception, but it is a different
Oh.
result depending on
My
which one you
biggest
choose.
weakness.
I got 17.
Timmel got 17. Glory.
Wait, deception? You said deception?
No.
Insight-
Either
this
insight
one
or
was-
perception.
Insight,
This
Damn
one
it.
is a perception.
Oh,
I
there
have the
we go.
biggest weakness.
Already rolled, so.
Yeah. And I will say with jeez.
Oh my god.
A dirty
told you.
one.
Today's great. I
So-
love this session already.
And so with Glorb, with a 15, he seems decently buff. He seems kind of like not like working out buff, but like imagine like the Butcher from Full Metal Alchemist, that kind of buff.
Okay.
And then Timmel with a 17, he does this confidence doesn't seem to be unfounded. So it's hard to
I
fully
noticed the guy's ripped
gauge
for real.
what the situation is, but Timmel, you're definitely able to clock like, no, this isn't confidence. This is just he knows how this is gonna go down. Like this is founded confidence. This isn't him being arrogant. Because it's also
Right.
it's not even him trying to be display like what's the word? Like
To be rude about it or anything.
yeah, like he's
trying to be humble.
genuinely trying to like he's not looking down on you, but he's just that confident.
Makes
is that
sense.
guy.
And
And
Like,
then
we're
for
rowdy
me, I go up to
customers.
look at him like, oh, I wonder what he looks like, and then I see the glint of gold, and I just stare at it and start drooling. Figured I was
You might be author doing
I forget.
Can I,
just how
can I
buff he
round
was.
the guys up and just kind of be like, I'd be like, yo, and this guy's not budging, guys. I think he really just wants a challenge,
he-
and we
is he
played this
though?
all wrong.
Oh,
Is
no,
he
no.
though not budget?
I'm-
We still got the deception check.
We still got the deception check.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
we
he's
still have that
bluffing.
17 deception. So with the
Oh, yeah.
17 deception though, so you guys do notice that, and he just goes, well, if you insist, but maybe I don't know. Would it be too insulting if you just made it 5 gold, right? Like you don't have to bet that much. Although
Perfect,
admittedly,
yeah.
if we're to compare it to the cost of this is kind of a priceless artifact that has been this since it's been around. But so it's hard to really put a price on it. So
I got 15 gold on it.
I affirm him like, all right, and then I pocket the gold.
Nah, hold on, the gold is still in my hands. I ain't put it nowhere.
You reach
All
for
right.
it. Glor's like, no.
I reach in his pocket then. Gosh.
PvP?
Yeah.
Friendly fire?
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to turn PvP on just yet.
Alright, fine. He snatches away. I'll give up for now.
And he'll just be like, again, I just said I would be willing to do it if you lowered it, but I guess you are increasing it because you want to be respectful of the item that is being. You know what? I've given you plenty of chances. It's your 15 gold to waste. And
What do you even have?
Bartholomew.
and
Is this
he'll
like the rest of your gold?
put his elbow on the
Like
table.
20.
I'm hyping myself up by chanting my name.
I mean, with my 3 insight, I think this is a great idea. So I'm hyping you up in your head too.
Can I
It's like
use my
Bartholomew or
Got
or
this.
Glorb?
Can I use my skill as an actor trait and freaking chant Bartholomew in Bartholomew's voice, just to help him out?
You can like try to do an impression of him and say
Yeah, to
his
mimic
name.
his voice.
Yeah, give me a
You do-
performance check, I suppose.
You do have minor illusion too. You could
Yeah.
kind of just use that. if you
Oh
wanted.
yeah, that's true. You could just use the minor illusion.
Listen, I just want an excuse to use my actor feat.
Yeah, go ahead and do an
You are
actor
just-
with the yeah.
Disguised as one person, pretending to do the voice of the other. Got it. Perfect.
Yo.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean
damn.
it's hard to tell, but like again, you use your if you want, you can use your precipitation to also make it sound more like you.
All right, I'll use minor illusion to help out.
Okay. And Timmel, since you had the insight of 17, go ahead and make a perception check.
Got you.
The
Ooh.
innkeeper's secretly an
Gotcha.
orc. We just didn't figure it out.
All right. And with that, all right. So elbows on, and Glorb, do you take his arm for the arm wrestling?
Well, why yes, we're wrestling.
You rolled a 15
All right.
on perception to choose to go through with it. Okay.
All right.
I encourage this.
So go ahead and do an athletics check.
Ooh. Okay. I like this.
Rage.
Wait, did we?
Did
ever
I say
fig-
too
Is
late?
the innkeeper even human? Did we ever confirm that?
Hold up, I
Did I
give
say
him.
rage too late?
I'll give him one of my DM inspirations to roll that again.
Glorb, that's fair. Glorb, would you go into rage before doing this, or are you just going, just doing this raw?
It's Glorbin time.
Oh, he said that.
Except this time, I'll probably be all like,
Bartholomew!
just when you fucking touch oh,
It's Barthorbin time.
Yeah, by the way, I was telling him to rage in character.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if we call it rage in world, but whatever the effect of like.
Yeah.
yeah.
Glorb,
Bartholomew.
Glorb, Glorbin
It's
time.
Glorb.
All right. So are you? Oh, so someone else used their DM inspiration dice for you to re-roll this. If you
I'll just roll it again.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I got you.
because you're at a 9 right now.
Woo!
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Dirty 20.
And so with a 20, as you are pushing, his arm does not move. You are at a stalemate.
Oh,
As he holds unflinching, and fairly impressed by the current situation. But also while like you're grunting, putting your back into it, he is calm and actually, Timmel and Needles. Well, I don't know how well this is gonna go for Needles. But you can give me another either perception or insight check.
I was going to say that I was going to use detect magic at this point. I don't know if that would help at all, but I will. I did want to say that I would use that.
Can
If
I
you
see
said a
if he's even
perception or what check?
And
If
with
he's even,
detect
like,
magic,
human?
there's you don't notice
Zero
anything
change.
magical per
Yeah.
se.
Oh, 7's great.
All right, and then 4 and a 7. All right, so Glorb, go ahead and give me another athletics check.
Oh god, I'm scared, but okay.
This guy's a level 20 barbarian with a strength of 24. Probably.
He's just a retired adventurer.
I can't channel the peerless athlete thing into Glorb, can I?
No.
No.
Lol.
I hate to break it to you, but that is not a thing you can do.
Damn it.
With that being said,
Throw a bottle at him.
an 8 is that your
Knock him
final
out?
response?
Fuck.
Am I able to use Mage Hand my invisible mage hand to help him out by like 10 pounds of pressure or something?
Is the mage hand is invisible, I think, technically.
Yeah.
Make a, I don't know, I guess sleight of hand check? Either
Yes!
athletics or sleight of hand. You could also
Sleight of
argue
hand.
arcana.
Sleight of hand.
10 pounds of force is what? +2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you
You never know.
you have the hand in there. And then Glorb, just to confirm, is that 8 the final number?
I could DM inspire it. Fuck it.
Please.
I know that's what I'm saying. I'm like, gamma.
This the final answer?
I mean,
But considering
guess so,
20
yeah.
was a stalemate, I think it's
Yeah.
He could have rolled low, though.
That's true. Fuck, do I do another one? Do I
I-
just
it's
What if
unlikely.
the
Do it
stalemate
this way
was
now.
him rolling low?
I mean,
he rolled a
technically, we
2.
saw the roll, but
Can I save scum?
No.
Yeah, well, fuck it. I
My-
guess this is it.
don't-
I don't. What?
never mind. No,
No,
my,
it's-
my advice was just not to spend your DM.
And I said I wasn't
Inspiration.
going to. So I
Oh,
think
okay, sorry, I
listened to your
misunderstood.
advice.
I thought you were going for it.
All right. And he accidentally, because of the little extra amount of force that is being put on the hand, in an attempt to correct the amount of extra force that's added, it seems he accidentally puts a little bit too much and shatters a section of the table as he slams your hand into the ground.
Oh.
You almost had him.
And dealing 7 bludgeoning damage.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Jeez.
Yeah,
As he
no
goes,
amount of DM inspiration is gonna solve that.
What was that?
Sorry about that. It's you'd put a good effort. You know what? As much as I'd love to use the gold to fix the table, I think I owe you for accidentally injuring you. So why don't you keep the gold and we'll just call it even.
Then I do a perception check on what he did.
Yeah, you can perception.
And if only put a
Maybe he's
Or
just
hidden
strong.
needle.
arcana.
You have to do it. Put a hidden needle in the sleeve.
15.
poison in there.
Can I roll the Arcana check as well?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
So for Arcana, so with a 15, you notice it's like, oh yeah, no, he did that, just slam. And with
You
an
raw dog did.
Arcana, that seems like an unnatural amount of strength for some. Like he looks strong, but that was a lot. And Timmel, you do know that there are sometimes strong creatures that are capable of making themselves look human and will retain that strength while in that form. So this could be not a human. It also could just be a really strong human. But at the same time,
I say sus.
yeah.
It's Moldy Goldie.
Bartholomew.
He's the fish!
Bartholomew has an announcement. Yeah, I have another drink. I need it.
Yeah, you can have mine, Bartholomew.
Hawk is gonna have
And
a
mine too.
drink as well.
Let's go.
I'll drink with you, Glorb.
Alrighty. Well,
Constitution saves them.
yeah, sorry about that, but so you guys have enjoy your drinks. Sorry, I'm just gonna stand back here, but and he kind of goes to picking up while you have your drinks. Oh yeah, Timmel's drunk. He starts sweeping up the mess that was made from him breaking a hole in the counter.
So he's not paying attention to the scale.
It seems that way.
Wait.
Okay, this is your chance.
How much? The what? What happened? What?
This is your chance to take the scale while I'm looking.
Do I notice? Please tell me I notice this happening. Can I roll perception?
Yeah, go ahead
Do I
and roll
need to roll a
perception.
perception?
Huh?
I don't notice. Okay, you
Yeah,
guys do what you
Needles,
do. I
it's-
will not comment.
It's hard. I mean,
Follow
but
me.
Needles, I will say you are right next to the people like saying this. And oh yeah, Hawk, you noticed this conversation. You lock right in on it,
Okay, so this isn't something that I need to notice.
or necessarily need to roll, because you're like right next to the people talking.
Okay, if that's
so-
the case,
Yeah, because it's like you
Well,
don't need a
actually-
perception check for the sake of joining in a conversation, and you are like right there.
right. Okay. In their heads, if he just dealt that much damage to our friend's arm without, or just through an arm wrestling competition, I would suggest not getting on his bad side.
That is a good point. All right, I try and steal the. Weapon.
Well, wait. Before, you
real-
are like don't like you're the author, so make it look like you're pranking him as the author.
That's a good idea. All right, can I pull something out of my tan bag of tricks that is, like a can of snakes or something?
So you want to do bag of tricks?
Yeah, I want to pull out a mediocre trick item out of it.
All right. Go ahead.
While he's digging through his bag, in everybody's head, but specifically to Enki, just to be clear, we are probably the only ones that have been asking about this scale. If it goes missing, he will very likely know who took it. This isn't. We've already played our hand, I feel.
Correct. But I feel like since Enki's looking as the author and doesn't know that's actually Enki, he'll probably just think it's the author, just taking it back to his house and then just gonna come back.
Then perhaps the rest of us leave and let the author do this on their own.
Let's
As
do
to
that.
not
then,
be
'cause-
Oh.
accomplices.
Not listening to them, I would like to switch out to the skill. I would like to attempt to do this.
like we walk away from Enki like doing this, like, and we're just talking to each other.
Yeah, let's go ahead and just make it a
Oh,
cool
yeah.
initiative roll real quick.
Oh, gee.
Just for no reason. No reason. Let's just
well-
have some initiatives up.
Well, I'm the fallen.
Damn.
So. What? Donde está?
All right.
Would I also need to do initiative?
Oh, there we go.
Is the initiative for everyone?
Yeah, just everyone. Just no reason. Let's just have everyone on the initiative table just real quick.
Yeah.
I don't like this no reason.
And then so Glorb, that's a 22, but that's a nat 20 for the 22. So
Oh
just
shit! Yep.
Boo!
so Glorb,
Mine's a cooler 22. Come on.
you've heard everything that's happened. I think we're all in, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So Glorb, you heard that conversation that occurred. You have a moment to react before Enki goes to steal this item. While everyone else is in the room. What are you doing?
Okay.
You're literally the only one with a higher initiative
Yes,
than
it's
Enki.
true.
No pressure.
I got
To
this.
be
I
fair,
got
if you
this.
just want to let Enki, if you just want to help, you could do that too. Don't listen to us just because we're saying other stuff.
I got this. I
Do
got
what
this.
Glorb would do.
Wow, you're really strong. Just like very distract him.
That's actually kind of what I was gonna do, but more like
This. Gregory, Bartholomew's hand bleeding. Can you help clean up in the washroom?
Ed, like, oh yeah, the washrooms. Just so you know what. Yeah, you can help yourself. There's some bath basins up by where the rooms are, and he points you that direction. And then Enki.
I
Oh yes.
sorry, I just wanted to clarify. Glorb, is what you were going for trying to get him to go with you to help medically?
to get like fucking rags and shit. Yes.
Okay. He.
Oh,
So
yeah.
go ahead and make a persuasion check.
I'm scared of the dark.
Keeps
Come on.
closing. Sit up. Sit up. Okay. Persuasion.
Are you going for
is like
rags or are you taking the shit?
With the 10. Like, yeah, no, you can find it. It's just right there down the hall.
I left my glasses.
What? So Enki, you see this not occur, but you see Glorb attempt this, and and how exactly are you trying to take this scale?
Indiana Jones style. Quick swap.
All right, go ahead and give me a stealth and a sleight of hand.
Stealth, sleight of hand. Can I use my TM inspiration?
Yeah, but on which one?
Sleight of hand.
So I'll stop you there before you even burn the DM inspiration. As you start reaching for the scale, he puts his meaty hand by where you're going and goes, "Oh," and then just gently pushes you back behind the bar and goes, "Here, allow me to serve the drinks. As if you want one, simply ask. But we do have a manner of decorum here." As he hands you a drink.
I'll just mutter an apology and go sit over somewhere, Dan.
Since he is the author, that's what he sounds like.
Yeah. And he goes, but perhaps after this you should consider heading home. It seems like you've maybe had one too many drinks, old chum.
And then just walk away.
Enki, would you be upset at me if I said something that would maybe complicate the situation?
No, if it's funny.
Usually illusions,
Oh.
especially when there's a 1 foot height difference, might break on touch or be affected by somebody touching you. Because if he reaches for a shoulder that's 5'3",
Yeah,
and it hits
and
nothing.
it would go through a touch, yeah.
I didn't want to spoil the moment if you said no, but
That's pretty funny.
But does it break the illusion, or they just are able to see through it?
It just phases through.
usually, yeah. It's like they go through the illusion, and usually, unless the creature's like really dumb, they know something's going on. It's probably an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
Although
And
if it's
even
a dragon,
still,
he
with
has true
that,
sight anyway.
he doesn't seem to react to that occurring.
Oh my god!
As he simply puts you back.
Mr. Gold Dragon, okay. Maybe.
He knew.
But is there anything else I can help the rest of you fine gentlemen with? And this occurs before you guys are able to clear out of the bar. So at this point, we can kind of ignore initiative order.
Oh thank God. Not really. That was very interesting.
And Timmel specifically hasn't told us about his Arcana check, right?
I don't know if he has yet.
He
No,
hasn't
he
in
has not.
character. Yeah.
Because
I guess now's a good enough chance to tell those
Well,
guys,
I
like,
mean-
hey, there's
Whoa.
something fishy about this guy.
To be clear, I'm in the washroom right now washing my arm.
yeah.
Washroom.
Glorb goes to the
Oh.
washroom to wash his arm.
Can my character kind of leave the tavern after that? Like
Oh,
just
for sure.
outside and disable the
Alright.
transformation, walk back in as
Can I just
Mhm.
kind of whisper to Needle, since he can do that little telepathic thing? Like, hey, there's something fishy about this guy. You might want to alert the others.
Fishy how? Like a Gorgon fishy? What are we talking?
Like,
A
Oh,
Gorgon in the middle of
Enki,
town square.
grand slamming our orc fishy. I think that's a
Grand slamming the orc fishy and may not be human fishy.
On that note, I will convey that to the rest of everybody, so everybody has that directly in their head while it's being whispered in my ear. But would I be able to make any check to correlate some of the things, enhanced strength, being seemingly somewhat nice, maybe some sort of shape shifting? Would I get any roll, or do I just not know enough?
Arcana.
I'm fine either way. Okay. I'm gonna spend one. I gotta spend one. Come on. No.
Is your history
Okay,
better
well.
than your Arcana?
They're the same.
Okay,
They're
so I was about to
exactly
say
the same.
history would also
Yeah.
work in this scenario.
Nope,
Can,
exactly
can
the
I
same.
roll as well since I have a history of like traveling around?
Yeah, go for it.
Either one, or
Uh,
just history.
yeah, either one works. And then, in actually too, Hawka, if you want, you can do history check with advantage on this,
Oh.
since you have
okay.
this information.
Oh, the Dragonborn has the information
Oh,
about the
you know what?
shapeshifter. I wonder.
I'm gonna spend
Nobody
a
can
DM
roll well. You
inspiration
guys.
on that.
Weird.
Guys,
Oh yeah, Timmel, you also
Rolls,
have advantage. That's right.
I think this information we just shouldn't have, guys. We are all rolling so bad.
Yeah,
We're
I
only
don't know
gonna
what to
spend
tell you
another
guys.
one.
So history
There we go.
check?
Hey!
Oh, hey.
Oh, okay.
So.
my God, I rolled today.
Everybody's rolling
See,
one.
that's why I
today
told
for
you
some
guys. I
reason,
had no
dude.
It's
fucking
not meant to
clue.
be.
What am
Oh,
I
We'll come
at?
back with
Like
True Sight
3
one day.
ones?
Dude,
Mercy.
everyone's rolling ones. You have the opposite of karmic dice on, I swear.
God. But so, yeah, Hawk, you recall the tales of old, passed down through many Dragonborn generations of a time before the Great Expansion, which was when the Dragonborn tribes decided to take to the seas to settle the new lands. And part of this great expedition was needing to find a new way to make great honor, or to find great honor. Because traditionally it used to be a way that you could establish yourself as like a general or a great power for a lot of Dragonborns would be to kill a dragon. Many of the high chieftains used to not be considered true chieftains, or many of the chieftains used to be considered like chieftain in waiting until they had actually killed a dragon on their own. And this practice eventually had to be reduced due to dragons being hunted to extinction, or at least near extinction, on the island. Now, rumors were had that perhaps it wasn't fully extinction. As you know from the Green Dragonborn tribe, actually, part of their it is viewed that part of why the Green Dragonborn have the blessing of flight, where they have access to their wings, this is actually something that the Green Dragonborn kind of keep to themselves, but they actually helped save the last remaining dragons, who would turn themselves into humanoid, and that was a part of the Great Migration, was taking these last dragons away from Draconia, where they were actively being hunted. And especially given that like some of the leaders were getting more and more powerful, and some of which were getting more and more active with the hunt, to the point of which the Black Dragonborn tribe, while it was like before they started meeting new nations and like other than just spying on other chieftains for the high chieftain, they were also, their initial role was to hunt down dragon bait, like where a dragon might be nesting, so that he could help so that the Black Dragonborns would guide chieftains to find these dragons for their hunt. And so that is part of why the Black Dragonborn tribe and the Green Dragonborn tribe kind of butt heads a little bit, in a similar way that the White and Silver butt heads, where there's a very much a difference in ideology, whereas the Green Dragonborn are like, hey, you know, we should be a little bit respectful to them. They are maybe our ancestors. Whereas the Black Dragonborn are like, we serve the tribe. Like, if the tribe says we want to kill them to extinction, we're going to kill them to extinction. And so, yeah, you would know that it's very rare, but most of the ones that were saved, at least, were very grateful. And part of why they were saved was it was realized they were good in nature. And to thank the Green Dragonborn and their tribe, they were blessed by these dragons so that they would have more access to their draconic blood. And which is why they're able to fly. And many of them don't have breath attacks because instead the energy of the dragons were, it's like, yes, we have our breath, but instead they're connected to their roots, and it's why a lot of them have like wind magic, as they're attached both to dragons, but that dragon's blessing is through the elemental plane of the winds. And so as you are looking at this person, you do feel a slight warm breeze of air carrying some of the scents of this inn around you to kind of help add to a more pleasant aroma. As you realize, yeah, there's a good chance this is a green dragonborn. Or sorry, a green dragon.
Oh, dragon.
I will. I'll convey that to Needles, but I'll do it and I'll whisper it, so that Needles can
just, like,
convey
the
it
new
to everyone
post?
else.
you send in your report to me, and then I disperse. Okay.
Yes.
I do so.
Just because I don't want to like
Whisper to
drag
every
up
person
any
individually.
potentially bad blood there. Kind of rude to just talk about him when he's there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll figure I'll just whisper it to Needles, since he can just do it in everyone's heads.
Yeah, so I will disperse the information to everybody, assuming they're all within 30 feet.
Mhm.
With that information, would my Arcana of 14, would I at least know? So do colors of dragons not work the same as in normal D&D?
Mhm.
Because usually in normal D&D, green dragons would be evil. So
Yeah,
with a
correct.
14 Arcana, would I be knowledgeable enough to know that's not how that works?
Yeah, you would know, and that would just be information that you would know in general,
Oh,
because
that's just, okay, that's worldwide information. Okay.
yeah, similar to how worldwide information, like in normal D&D, colored dragons are evil, chromatic are good, and it mostly applies. So like, most chromatic dragons are evil, and most most like colored, yeah, chromatic, and then most metallic are good. The only exception is amethyst dragons, which I think technically considered a metallic dragon. It's a separate, but amethyst dragons are neutral.
Gemstone dragons, yeah, I think gemstone dragons are different from
Yeah,
the others,
they're
but
little
that's besides the point.
Yeah,
That's
so
besides the
in
point.
this world, you would know that it's common knowledge that amethyst dragons are neutral. Also very rare.
So what I know about green dragons is that they are or aren't typically evil.
I'd say that you know they, from what
they're
you've
just-
read, because all of this would be like information you've read, because there really haven't been dragon
Yeah.
sightings within the city itself, but there are still tales of dragons. So to this knowledge, it would check out that, like, oh yeah, green dragonborns are usually like neutral to good. They kind of range between
Okay.
the two.
Yeah, and I assume Haka is already very aware of that, but I send that information out to everybody else, the non-dragonborns who wouldn't be aware of the alignment.
Mm-hmm.
And Timmel. I don't think he knows.
Tell you're just, you know, you're having trouble thinking. You know, you've got a lot of grog in your system at this point.
Yes, Enki, I do believe you just tried to steal a precious item, what might be considered treasure, from under the nose of a dragon. At the
And
very
I
least, you have enough.
Again. Oh, again.
So I did all that acting for nothing, damn it.
Yeah, you're pretty good at it though.
Oh, thank you. I specialize in playing dead.
They call me the possum.
Is my character in the inn by now?
Oh yeah, you guys are all still in the inn. You're just quietly having this conversation with each other.
So
I-
I'm out of disguise.
Yeah, so I assume like we're not going to get that from him at all. Even if we like buy it from him, we're not getting that.
Well, seemingly, and Haka, you would know more about this than I would, but green dragons are good-natured. And I assume I would have suggested we all leave the tavern, considering Haka didn't want to have this conversation in front of Gregory.
Yeah, for sure.
I would have,
encourage everybody to follow out of the tavern so we could have a conversation sort of
Oh, are
privately
we
away.
bringing Bartholomew with us since he's not
Of
supposed to be
course,
actually
Bartholomew.
part of
Yeah.
it?
Timmel, are you
All of
paying
you.
the tab before you go?
He put down 1 gold, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, right. So actually, he put down
Mm.
1 gold, so he's gonna get change.
We'll be back.
Timmel gets change.
Yeah, I think we wouldn't pick up the tab right now because
Gotcha.
we're
And
coming
you
back
haven't
and
gone
forth.
over
We're not
the
leaving
1
town
gold
yet.
Yeah, it's gonna take quite some time to go over the 1 gold.
And he has to fix the counter.
Didn't he say that he would take care of it since he broke his arm?
There you go. No,
I don't
even know I can
he
say
didn't
Bucky
take
for
the money
months.
from
Voided
the
the
bet.
15
Yeah, he
gold
gave it
bet.
back to us. He gave it back to Timmel. So Timmel has the 15 gold he bet.
Yeah.
Man, why is he
Again.
spending so much gold? He could just give it to me.
So, considering all the details, first of all, he offered up a treasure as a prize for a competition. He then tried not to engage in a bet that he knew he would win, and then returned the gold that he won fairly and squarely from the bet. Yes, it seems good. Green dragons are quite good-natured, as history would entail. Perhaps we don't try stealing from a nearly all-powerful being of flight and destruction.
Maybe we could trade
Second
with him or
that.
something.
We also figured out that there's actually more to this town than we thought. Since remember
There's
last
a
time we were
Gork.
looking around for dragonborns, and now we found a green dragon.
I say we
Bartholomew.
try to trade for the gold thing, or we do the drinking contest idea next time.
Bartholomew.
Can you imagine? We just do the drinking contest. It's just Glorb in a different suit. It's just a different color.
Already a
Gave him
little
a swimsuit, though.
I'm not an expert on dragons, but their strength is not their only strong suit. I assume their constitutions are quite deep.
Then maybe a
Bartholomew's
trade.
distinguished. Trade makes sense.
And then I would like to bring out the chapters that I got from the dead author. You
What
think
is
he
this,
exists?
Enki?
What is
No,
it?
I asked like what this is.
There we go, and let's. There we go.
So are you showing it to us, or what is
Yep.
Enki doing
Boop.
with the
There we go.
notes?
Oh, I said show with players. All right, is everyone able to see sections of?
I have not. I did not
I
see.
can.
What are we looking at?
I have to put
Yeah.
it in everyone's journal. It's not in players' journals. It's,
Well, if you guys
you're-
want to,
you're able to
you
see it,
know.
but you just can't. There we go.
Ah.
Oh.
Now
There
it's
it
in your
is.
journals.
Mm.
Oh, that's right. And there's this book as well.
Oh, more.
Oh, that's great. Enki, how long have you had these?
There you
Since
go.
I checked the body.
You didn't bring these up when you had the chance when we were searching the house?
I forgot.
This is too long. I don't want to read it.
Glorb just doesn't know how to read.
Yeah, right. That's my excuse.
So, oh, it's too long. All right, Yu-Gi-Oh player.
Fuck, I don't
Hey,
play
I
that no more.
resent that.
I don't play that shit no more. Man, those pendulums, man.
I hate
Fuck this.
pendulums so much.
Nah,
God, they
man.
take so long to
Yeah,
read.
no, I made that joke a couple sessions ago. I don't know if any. The only one that
Yeah.
copped that, it seemed like it was fucking frozen.
No,
Or
I
not
got
frozen,
it.
fucking.
I don't think I
yeah.
heard it probably.
But yeah, so you guys are now able to read that. Oops.
Okay, so this town.
Oh my gosh, darker and darker.
Oh, there it is. Journal.
So do you guys think he'll like it? The dragon.
So
It's
your
quite
suggestion
beautiful.
is
I,
to offer this in exchange?
I mean, it seemed like they were friends.
Ah, friends might be an exaggeration.
Wait, what happened? You're not giving my pseudo dragon away, are you?
You care
No,
about.
we already ate him.
Huh?
So pseudo dragon is just like you hear in your head, just like hearing it's being called out. It's just here. You just here, present.
Here, okay, I got you, little buddy.
He was quite tasty.
Shut up, Glorb.
This particular part in
On
this
Bartholomew.
Bartholomew. Who is this Glorb guy I keep talking about?
I love how Glorb is just like fully decked out. It's just
yeah, what's that? I'm like,
taking
outfit like
apart.
Dude, you know for a fact the Gucci goblins would love this fucking
Oh,
drip
yeah.
I got.
Yeah, you have to show them like all that work I did for your suit and everything.
Could have smashed more goblins.
Would.
I wonder if
I-
this
can I-
dragon knows about the Gorgon in the market.
I was going to question the same thing. If perhaps if a good-natured dragon were on our side against a Gorgon, it might be easier to deal with such. I am worried about this text, though, and its implications.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if this is information we want to share freely without understanding it.
I should read it then.
We should keep a hold of this first before we give it to the Green Dragon.
At the very least, we can make a copy.
Can someone summarize it for Glorb?
Specifically, the bolded points. Do those seem like they're written completely differently from the rest of the
Yes.
story?
So I was trying to see if I could change that in here, but I don't think it lets me do that. It just puts it in bold, unfortunately, and that's it. But yes, the sections that I can highlight them to help emphasize, but the sections that seem out of place in Ivo the Unlikely Hero are penned in a way of which, like, the ink is splotched and messy, and it seems like it's bleeding all over the page, whereas the rest of the writing is very neat and tidy in particular.
Does it seem like it was written in order, or like the bolded words were written in after the fact, like they were trying to scroll in between the lines or anything like that?
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking too.
So go ahead and it's actually, so that part is like written almost as though it's written underneath the words. So and or like in certain sections it seems like it's on top of, more so it's like, no, sorry, not underneath. It bled through the pages and are like almost as if it carved away the ink from the previous words to form these letters, which is why it's so messy.
But we can still tell it's the same style of writing, like the same person wrote it.
Go ahead and make a insight check for me. I know this is technically something that a rogue is able to do. However, because it's a rogue, if anyone were that specific rogue, I'd simply give advantage instead of making no one else able to do insight on reading. So a dirty 20.
Let's go.
So no, it is different
Dang.
handwriting.
Oh.
Well, different and same. It is a significantly different mental state of the person writing. So it's either two different people or it's one person having drastic shift in their psyche while writing.
Someone writing at their desk versus having a psychotic break.
Right.
I've been in this journal for like what, 2-3 sessions.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you guys, but I don't know if this is I feel like this is the author writing this, and then something happened to him to make him write the rest of it. Because at the part where it says, "I will see you perched outside my window," when the same devious grin. So there's someone he saw all the time outside his window. And I'm wondering if that same person is still in this town.
Probably the all black dude who we saw on the cliff.
All right, the person on the cliff.
I will say the handwriting. Sorry, with the 20, that'll carry that over the dirty 20. The handwriting for Insidious Insights is significantly different than all of the handwriting for Ivo the Unlikely Hero.
Oh.
So the author's the one who wrote
Do you
probably
convey that?
sections
Because
of
that puts a
Insidious
lot.
Insights.
That's different. Yeah, that changes things a bit.
Yeah, that does.
Yeah, I think that just changes a lot. I
Yeah.
can convey that to
Pages,
us,
aren't they?
Avalon.
So he probably took one from the book or a book, and the other one he wrote himself or something.
I
Which one's
assume he
right,
shared that
so-
information. If he shared, or actually, I don't know. Do you share that, Avalon?
Which part?
That it's the person who wrote the Insidious Insights, or at least the sections of Insidious Insights that you guys have access to. That handwriting is significantly different than whoever might have written Ivo the Unlikely Hero.
Oh yes, I share that. And then I'll also like to ask Enki, where did each of these come from the same on his body together, or did you find them separately?
They were together.
And I will say, Enki, from when you took them, because I believe you rolled pretty high, it did seem like, in terms of what he wrote, it seemed, if you had to guess based on what you saw in the room, the Insidious Insight seems more likely to be his handwriting.
Okay. I don't know, man. Couldn't tell you.
So Ivo, so I'm going to say Ivo was written by the author. Obviously, it's a story, and he wrote it in blood. But the section of Insidious Insights probably is from trying to.
Jeff, didn't you just say the opposite,
Mhm.
or was I misunderstanding?
No, you're correct.
Did you
I did say the
imply-
opposite.
Okay, yeah, because if Enki shares this, but Chef did just imply to Enki that Insidious Insights seemed to be written by the author, and Ivo
Oh, okay.
didn't.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
No worries.
But that's only if Enki decides to tell us. We do have to kind of share information with each other. And Enki has been known to be sneaky with his information.
mean, I might know.
I'll let you ride on top of Terra the entire time.
All
don't.
right. It was You have it the other way around.
Okay.
And I hop on the giant robot.
And you're very confident in this?
Extremely.
That throws out my theory. My theory was that this text was somehow taken from whoever assassinated him.
Yeah, that's
And
what
that
my
the author was the member of the family, the Burns royal family, seemingly. But that seems to not be the case.
Well, my thinking, the royal family might either be the mayor, because we don't know much about the mayor, or someone else entirely. But then again, we barely know much about this town. But there is this queen here. I don't think she's in the town, but she's probably somewhere else in a different city.
So that's true. What do we know about the Queen? Because during character creation, Chef, I don't know if this is information we were supposed to know, but you mentioned that the Queen had told us to go and find the prince, or said something along those lines. But then when we started, you specifically said we don't quite remember. So is that not information we have, or was that my misinterpretation? Or
no,
I
yeah,
think he said it was a female voice.
yeah, it was a female
Yes.
voice. Yeah.
I
Because if we're talking
I
about
think
like
we,
the
I think we
queen,
just kind of assumed it was the queen.
I feel like something was said. I might have just been jumping. I might have
you
been
need
putting
a
pieces
recap-
together that we didn't know.
If you need a recap,
No.
go to his YouTube page.
Well, no,
And
because
Well, it
water the
was
bot.
session
This is
0
the
isn't
character
on there.
creation.
Session 0
Yeah.
isn't there.
Anyway,
is
even if
yeah.
it's the case, it's clearly not information we're supposed to have anyway. So,
well,
so what do we know about the Queen then, as a party?
It depends on which person is thinking on it. So if you yourself are trying to think on the queen, you can give me history check disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Yeah.
I lived in Bern for a long time.
Yes.
14.
Wouldn't I have, like, since I've talked to the queen in Bern myself because of a part of my part of my backstory.
Yeah, you can roll history regular. And actually, unless there's a certain memory... Oh, no. Because, Severance, you've only lost one memory so far, right? Severance?
Oh God.
Oh?
He's in reboot mode. Give him a second.
Yeah.
Well, I've also lost
I
one
accidentally.
as well, Chef.
Sorry, what was that?
I've also lost one memory.
Okay. And actually, I'm just going to jump into his memory really quick, because I think he only has one that's forgotten. I think I know which one it is, and I think it's not one that will affect this. Although, actually, given the lack of response, I don't think it matters, because I'm not sure if he's here to roll anyway. I guess I could just roll for him. But yes, so Avalon, go ahead and give me a history check.
Oh, I did.
Oh, what was it?
19.
19. So yeah, Severance, as you think on it, then you are able to clock like, oh yeah, that was her voice that told us to find the prince. But also too, from your memory, she was very, what's the word? She was very dignified. She carried herself with elegance and grace, and was very understanding of the political climate that she was in, and was very cautious to make sure that she was, or not cautious, but very confident that she was the most power in the room. And not in a disrespectful way, but did speak according to, like, clearly knowing her place, and very dedicated to her nation and her people. And never fought on the front lines, but frequently visited the front lines. So she could have potentially fought on the front lines. But so she did show that she cared. Although there was a decent section of the war where not a lot of people knew, because Timmel, if I remember correctly, you come from nobility, right? Your dad was a general? Or were you the general?
I think I was the general. Yeah, I
Okay.
was an orphan. Remember, that's why I...
Yes, that's right. Or, not Timmel, Avalon.
Oh, yes, my family was noble because I
Yeah.
was told to go into the war because of my nobility.
Yep. So then, for sure, you would have known that, like, she was very good to the nobles as well, making sure that they, not like catering to them, because, like, she still made sure they understood their role was to serve the people, but also making sure they understood that because of their servitude to the people, there's perks. And she visited the front lines, which, like, no one would expect, like, require her. But also, too, as a noble, you would have heard rumors. There were some rumors that she went into the thicket. Because I guess, how much are you trying to clock from this history check? Or what? Is there, like, something specific you're trying to think on? Because 19's good, but it won't necessarily give you an entire backstory.
'Cause I'm just remembering, because my conversation with her about sister and trying to find her and my sister being part of her maidens, I would have known that what she sound like, so I would understand that this couldn't be her directly.
Oh, the person who told you to go in, definitely the queen, or if nothing else, someone who sounds exactly like her. Yeah. And with a 14, hard to say, Needles, if this is the queen or not. You might have heard of her, you've seen images, but I don't know if you've necessarily heard her anyway.
Well, it makes sense because I immediately stopped thinking about the queen as I had a eureka moment. Finger pointed in the air and expressed to all my allies. Looking at chapter 4 again, I do think that the individual that they are referring to is very likely the prince, and that the author was
responsible for perhaps the planning aspect of the prince being kidnapped. I'm not sure, but it seems obvious in hindsight.
Yep.
There's a prince.
He just forgot the whole shit altogether.
Huh?
That's a lore blind. That's a lore-
Hmm.
And then Enki is the only things you found, correct?
Baby.
Enki, I won't take you off the Terra if you don't tell me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He said maybe.
It's confusing part like chapter 1, chapter 4. There's probably more.
What was the bartender's name again?
Gregory Bims.
Yeah.
Gregory.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it started with a G.
Mm-hmm.
Dins? D-I-N-N-S?
Hold on, let me double check. It's Bins. B-I-N-N-S.
Ah.
What a lame last name.
Don't let him hear you say that.
Say it louder. I'm just kidding. I don't.
What a lame.
I've never met a dragon, but I presume his original name is not Gregory Bins. He probably wouldn't take offense.
He couldn't think of anything better.
It's like naming yourself Bob Smith so you can lay low. Average as can be.
Or Chondo. So there's more to this Insidious Insights that we're missing.
Quite a bit more, presumably. So if the author wrote this, there are two possibilities that stand out in my mind. Is that he was either assassinated for creating treasonous information and publishing it, or what I find potentially more likely in this case, unfortunately, is that somebody wanted to use the information from his book and keep it from others.
Or he was really
As in
high.
whoever assassinated him was going to go through with whatever plan he had written out and then killed him to cover up as much as they could.
We got Tally to that drink.
Well, our only suspect is really Griffin Dale, who's disappeared and is somewhere. So we can also go to John Williams' house to find a cure for the petrification.
Who's John Williams again?
Statue maker.
Yeah,
Oh,
Statue
okay.
maker.
the one who made the people into stone.
Oh, the creepy guy
Yeah.
thing? Oh, gosh. I'm out. I don't want to go to that guy again.
Oh, I think we could try to get Gregory on our side or to help us with that.
I agree. I second that. I feel as though we should maybe suss out whether or not Gregory knows more about this version of Burn than anyone else. A dragon might be resistant to the effects on memory.
So we want to go
Of
back
course.
in now?
And then I try and steal
my
from him
only-
I
again.
My only
Hawk would go
concern
back
with
in.
How we go
with
back?
that. But before anybody does anything rash, my only concern with that is that if something we present displeases Gregory, we'd all likely die.
That's true.
Nah.
All right.
Would I know what would I know like an alignment of a Gorgon, and whether that's in conflict with the alignments of typically a green dragon?
You can make an Arcana roll, although it's going to be kind of a high DC because you don't necessarily have well, maybe from your travels you might have heard some stories, but it's not very common. So, is 8 what you're sticking with? I'm
For
gonna s-
now, yeah.
Okay, and I was about to just give you a heads up too. Like with your modifier, it's gonna be hard for you to roll what's required. So it's yeah, it's hard to say. You haven't really worked much with any type of golem of any sort, let alone specifically a gorgon. So it's kind of hard to say what it might be. If you had to guess, yeah, well, you don't really know too much, so it's hard to say.
I think either way, he's probably not gonna like that the potential customers are getting petrified.
Then let's present that to him then.
Well, that was gonna be my plan. I mean, we've already got the sketch of one that I made.
Don't you
Going
also
back to
have the other statue that you bought?
The statue that I bought is a pseudo dragon.
Well, I'll follow your lead.
Going back to what Enki said, should we bargain with some of this information? Are we still attempting to obtain the scale, or are we moving on to Plan C and just trying to align ourselves with the dragon, potential dragon?
Alka's not trying to bargain for that
We
scale.
steal from him again.
She is going to give this information away for free.
He won't expect it.
Fair. So I'm assuming then, unless someone says otherwise or has anything else to say, I'm assuming at this point then, Hawk, do you start heading back to the inn?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, I would like to restrain Enki with Terra
Ah!
to prevent him from trying to steal it. The scale.
Got me.
Yeah. Are you, Enki? Are you contesting or are you allowing it?
I will. I want to contest at the same time. Freaking imagine my character just like tied up. It's kind of.
Because they're not necessarily tying him up per se. They're just kind of grabbing each arm and being like, no.
I will contest.
All right. So
Yeah.
we'll say it's either because really can only be one person grappling at a time per D&D mechanics are a little bit weird.
Yeah.
So Avalon, I'll say it's either Terra or yourself grappling. I will let you roll, and then the other person's giving advantage. So I'll let you decide which one is doing the athletics check. And Enki, you can do either an athletics or an acrobatics to contest. Just regular roll, no advantage or disadvantage.
I'll let Terra roll.
Boom.
Oh,
So that's a
snap.
15,
Yeah.
because I assume Severance isn't giving guidance.
I don't think so.
And then it's with advantage, so it's 16, which is higher than the 15.
Let's go.
So with the assistance of Terra, Avalon is able to grab onto Enki as he's trying to squirm.
Just grabs onto my leg and just holds him.
Yeah, Terra's holding you up like a little child by your clothes. Like, no.
Yeah, just grabs, lifts up like by the armpits.
I would like to pat on Enki.
It's okay.
I bite
Who
Glorb.
was it that had the pinky?
You say you like Glor.
Roll the hit. I'm gonna treat
it is
this as
Rocky
and I'm treating this as an like a punch. So it's just
Friendly
a regular,
fire.
yeah. And then what's
Damn
your
it.
strength modifier?
0.
So all right, so you rolled a 6. I'm assuming that
Yeah, I'm
your
good.
armor class is higher than 6.
Yes, I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
good.
So
That did nothing.
yeah, so the question is this like you're able to move your hand out of the way in time, or do you want this to be he bites your hand and then just doesn't break the skin, and you just
I let him do it.
yeah,
let
so
him do
you let him just
Or you're trying to dirty your suit.
just nyang, nyang, and it just doesn't get through your through your tough skin or your suit. Yeah.
Like a freaking just a little squirrel biting.
Meanwhile, So Haka and Needles, you
Yeah,
re-entered. Oh yes.
On the way back, I would ask Needles if they still have the petrified pinky finger. Because we
I
broke a finger off, didn't we?
yes, I still have that, but we do have an entire statue hidden in the tunnel that we
That's
did haul along with
true.
us the entire way. But yes, we do
Yeah,
have the
we
petrified
could. If he wants
finger.
more proof, we could go bring him the whole statue itself. But I think we could probably start with the pinky finger and just say that we found it broken.
I do worry that if the Gorgon's just in the middle of town square, the market, wouldn't he have already been aware? I suppose he may not be
We'll see.
magically inclined. Right, I'll follow your lead. Anyone else? Is anybody else following, or are we just walking
I
in
think
on our
it's
own?
just you guys. Does anyone else? So
Or are
I
they still
know
wrestling with
there
Enki?
is. Terra is holding on to Enki, and
Yes.
Glorb
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
going
I'm with
along.
them.
I don't know about Timmel or Severance.
Trap.
I'm waiting out here with Enki and Gorb.
It's
Just watching.
Oh,
John Williams, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Also, Severance. Maybe just in case you didn't know, you are muted. I don't know if you've been trying to talk this whole time and not realized you were muted, or if just maybe you're not at the keyboard at the moment. But I've definitely had those moments where I've been muted and been like, why is no one listening? So just wanted to make sure that was shared if you didn't know.
What happened?
Moving on.
Second
here?
is frozen.
Here, I'll be right back again, guys.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, no worries. Okay, so with that, we'll go ahead, Haka and Needles, you enter. Yes?
Yes.
All right. As you enter, it goes, oh, well, welcome back. Need anything else to drink, or are you cashing up on that tab that your friend put up?
I'll probably have something else to drink, but first I've got some questions I think you might be able. I would hope you might be able to answer about some strange goings on in the town.
Sure.
Are you familiar with John Williams, the man that sells statues?
No, I'm afraid I stay in the inn for the most part. I don't get out as much as I'd like to, but, I don't really have help to assist very much.
That's unfortunate. You see, we found something rather concerning regarding some of his statues, or statues that have purported to come from his shop, or his shop, in that somehow he's carved the inside of the statues to look exactly like the insides of real living creatures.
I present
And
the
at that
pinky.
point, I would
Yeah.
sort of gesture for Needles to present him the petrified pinky finger.
We also have the rest of the statue in a tunnel leading outside of town.
Well, I don't get out much, but I do have a friend who might be able to help with fixing this problem. I could message to her. She tends to travel around, so it wouldn't be too much of an issue for her to head over and take a look. I'm afraid I've tried not to get too far from the store, because, again, I like to keep a good watch over it. But
that's understandable.
This does seem like quite the issue if this is going on continuously.
Indeed, quite frequent, I would assume, because when we came back, I had jotted down this photo of the person who was most recently this photo of the most recent statue, and when I showed it to Mr. Trent out in the camp, He said that it was a man by the name of Sven, which is more concerning than even the evidence that we had already.
Oh yeah, I believe that was an adventurer who came by, washed up on the shore, and wasn't doing too hot when he showed up, but he managed to recover. Said something about a ship or something. Can't. It's been a while since he's come by, and he didn't stay for long. But yeah, no, I recall that. I believe he might have come by and looks at the picture and is like, "Yep, no, he seemed like a decent enough fella."
I will try to create illusions in sequential order of as many of the statues as I can remember
Okay.
from the Goblin's Cave.
And it wasn't that long ago, so I won't necessarily. So
Yeah,
I'll
it's
make
less than a day.
Yeah, it's literally less than a day. But also, like, I'm not sure how good the short-term memory is in terms of perfect description of how the faces look. So go ahead and just do regular history check instead, because a lot of times history checks have been disadvantaged unless it's attached to a memory. Yeah, with 23, you're able to piece it. Your memory's pretty sharp. Got a clean head on your shoulders, if not an observational one. Yes, you piece that together and you are able to make it. And it's, well, yeah, it looks like it's a couple of travelers we've had here throughout the years.
It seems. Are you familiar with the very esteemed Gucci Gang goblins?
Yeah, they're a bit of a rambunctious bunch who have been robbing a lot of stuff from this fair town, if I believe correctly.
It's an unfortunate habit they've picked up, but besides the point, they, through our communications, were having statues deposited in their hideaway about 18 miles from town. And these individuals I've presented to you are a few of those statues. And as we've said, it seems to be the work of a Gorgon, which isn't as far as one would hope, being in the shape of a bull in town square.
Oh. Well, that's rather bold. Interesting. Well, yeah, I suppose... unfortunately, I really can't be leaving my spot at the inn, but would you perchance be willing to address that? Because I'd really prefer if that wasn't going on.
Well, you did say you would be messaging someone.
Yes, that's true. You know what?
I'm sure we can deal with it with their help.
Oh, and actually, you know what? Nala's a great friend of mine. I know her very well, and frankly, I don't think she needs assistance dealing with this matter. I'll simply give her the heads up, and don't you worry your heads about it. She can handle it.
Very well,
Who
then.
is this Snarla? Is this Snarla someone we could be friends with in the future? If they're such a do-gooder.
Oh, yeah. And, oh, sorry, I just got so caught up in the moment. I don't think she calls herself that at the moment. I always forget when people... it always throws me off when people use disguises. And so, sorry, her disguised name is... Or, sorry, I guess the reason she uses it. So her genuine name... Her name she'll call herself is Iskara.
How's that spelled?
What does she look like?
Oh, well, huh. As he pauses for a moment, it's like, well, not sure
what
if
does
I
she
can tell you.
usually look like?
Can't tell us.
What race is she presenting as?
Yeah. Well, I believe she tried to pick up a elvish name. I mean, she's an elf. Yeah, she's an elf.
In Haka's head, all this confusion is getting a bit confusing. Should we just tell him that we're quite confident he's a dragon? This seems we're going around in circles. It's up to you. You're the one closest to the heart of things.
Let's see. Do I want to do that? To keep it as quiet as possible, I'm gonna use message to Gregory and say that let's see, how do I want to word this?
And
maybe you relating it to the history of the Great Migration. Just say that it seems quite likely to me that you, with how the wind seems to move on its not quite naturally around you, because you did say that when I looked at him, it sort of did that. I'm going to say that I'm somewhat confident that you are a dragon.
And with that, he'll just kind of pause for a moment, and he'll kind of look to you for a moment and be like, well, and to be honest, I figure maybe, I don't know if she'd want to hide herself from you anyway, but this is, oh shoot, where is the last name?
Also, how is Escara spelled?
E-S-C-R-A-R-A.
E-S-C-R-A-R-A?
Or, sorry, E-S-C-A-R-A.
Okay.
And then where is...
And if anybody wants to walk in while this is happening, you guys don't need to feel like you sit out because you didn't decide to come in immediately.
I wish
can
I
always-
had that choice.
To be fair, Denki is the only one who does not have that choice. Well, you could try to slip away.
That's true.
Yeah, you
always
can
try
make
to
another, at
check
this
after
point, you
time has
could make
passed.
another check if you want.
Yeah.
I'm out there watching.
I just gave up. I'm just like slumped over.
He's listening to music right now.
Yeah, he's playing music. We're chilling.
And then he'll also look and he'll be, actually, you might recognize her. It's Nala Silverstar. And you do, as he says that, you do kind of register that, Haka, as that is one of the Ignites, one of the original Ignites. I think she was the first Ignite, actually, aside from Ignis himself. She's like either the first or second. I need to double check that. No, yeah, she's the first. So she was the first person to join the Ignites. And was an Ignite alongside Ignis during the entirety of the war. And you would know that. So it's like, oh, Nala, that's an Ignite. And so you're like, so her true form, as you know, is a silver dragonborn. But I think she's trying to look like an elvish patrol as to not throw off the regulars. This is supposed to be Burn, after all. Kind of weird for a dragonborn to be patrolling, now wouldn't it?
I suppose so.
But I'm sure she'll be grateful to see you and doing well. So don't worry. I can send a message, have her deal with the concrete people, or the people getting turned to statues. She's able to help reverse that. She's actually the perfect person for the job. And you recall, because I think you would have heard of the Ignites. And you can make a history check. The DC is going to be low.
I will make a history check. I'm not actually too sure about how much I would know about them.
Okay, because you at least lived on the colony, right?
According to my memories, which continent?
So this is Lycia, but specifically the Burn settlement in Lycia. Or sorry, the
Yes.
Draconian settlement in Lycia.
Yes, I did live there for
Yeah.
most of my life.
I'm the Draconian in the group that actually fought with, I think, alongside with the
Because
Ignites.
I was born 9 years into the war.
Gotcha. So you wouldn't have heard too much about her, but I don't know if. And actually, Timmel, we didn't establish whether or not you joined them because you had to go do something. Did you join them for this?
Sure. Yeah, I
Okay.
tagged along.
So then, Timmel, you would 100% recognize Nala. She was the paladin of the group. So she was initially a part of the team because she was, a decent healer and decent damage. One of the few people who can match this. A lot of people would say, like, they were the fire and ice. Like, she was the ice to his fire. Because while he was capable of burning things to the ground, she was very in control with her frost element of herself, as well as just being strong paladin in general.
Gotcha.
And because, again, any Ignite who stayed in Ignite throughout the war has to be fairly considerably strong, just because they are often the ones sent on. One, they were the main people who were holding the line for the most part. So, like, Timmel, you actually probably fought alongside her at one point, and
Right.
you would have known that the battle that she was commanding, not a single one of her soldiers died, because she tended to each and every one of them throughout the battle, even, like, completely disregarding those who were around her and letting, like, everyone try to hit her, as she, like, would turn her back to the enemy for the sake of falling back to heal her allies.
Very commendable.
And so she was also often deemed as the angel of the battlefield, whereas, like, Ignis was the demon, she was the angel, and so they were, like, the holy
Yin and
duo.
yang type
Yeah.
of. Yeah, because the Ignites went on like suicide missions type of thing, right? Like
Yeah.
it was like really impossible odds, but they came out winning.
Exactly.
Sort of thing. Right.
And to the point of which, like, they were able to get their own within, like, the group itself. Each commander would often, like, lead small battalions with them as well, for certain missions. Although they would often they would never be able to push far with battalions. They were only either taking Westwatch, or if they were sent in. So, like, there was a time where there was a lumberyard that was deep within Burn, and they were able to slay all the the guards in the area on their way to this lumberyard, and then burn down, like, this vital supply source for Burn.
Gotcha.
And then also fight their way back.
So we're on our way to, or we're being told about this Nala character.
Yeah,
right now,
and
right?
that this person is friends with her and can have her deal
And that-
with this Gargan situation.
And that we won't have to potentially get ourselves turned to stone to deal with it.
And having seen her fight, well, yes, she's a great healer who keeps track of her allies. She's also a very good fighter, so you believe this. Because, again, you've seen her firsthand do all that healing, but then in the same hand, like, cleave through 3 different people while divine smiting. So, like, yeah, it's like her sword will go through people like butter. So it's like, yep, yeah, no, she's also strong. She could probably handle that. And it makes sense why, like, she could also cure them. She has the magic required
Right.
for that.
I was about to ask, do we know yet what is required to cure the concrete people?
So hearing that
I
she
know.
could potentially fix it, I'm actually going to pull out the pseudo dragon statue that I bought and ask if it's possible for her to save this pseudo dragon.
Bat dung.
And he's like, oh, the poor little one. As he puts his hand on it, and he's like, don't worry, little feller. Yeah, she can help you out too, bud. as he just kind of gently holds on to the pseudo dragon.
How long exactly? Oh, sorry.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. How long exactly would it take Nala to arrive? This is a bit of a time-pressing matter.
Yeah, it'll. Unfortunately, I'm afraid it'll probably take a couple days travel. She can travel fast, but she doesn't travel as fast as she could.
And if we were to deal with the Gorgon in preparation for her arrival, then curing the petrified individuals, would that be a benefit to you?
Oh, well, I mean, it would be a benefit to this whole town. People are getting turned into stone, that ain't right.
Seeing as you were so generous to offer the scale up for a measly competition, wouldn't it be more honorable for one as esteemed as yourself to offer the scale in reward for facing a great threat?
Yeah, make a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh my heavens. Okay, how many do I have? I took expertise in this. My heavens.
I feel the pain. I had expertise in those 3 natural ones.
Jesus.
I feel like this guy's nice and 13 might be enough, but just in case, I'm going to... I'm not going to use 2 DM inspiration. I'm going to use one of my last 2 DM inspiration to try again. Better.
Nice.
Let's go.
And then we sticking with 19?
Yeah, I'm sticking with 19.
And so he'll look to you and go, you know what, you're right. And besides, no good deed should go unrewarded. Plus, she is a very busy person. Apparently there's a lot going on lately with that stuff. So I'm sure she'd appreciate if you handled most of the legwork and then she just dealt with the after fact. So yeah, no, if you were to do her that favor and do this town that favor, I think that this item would suffice as proper payment. And if this is what you're doing, feel free to use the amenities of my inn at your leisure.
Let's go, boys. We just got a free room.
I would like to just burst in and sit on a stool.
Grog for Glorb.
With the conclusion of that talk, I assume.
He's still in the suit.
I'll just go ahead and have another drink then. I did say I was going to have another one.
Yep. And he's like, this one can be on me, as he doesn't add it to the tab.
To Haka and Timmel, should we tell him that the author's dead and show him the other information, considering he seems to be friends with such an esteemed paladin? And seemed kind enough to offer rewards.
I feel like he knew.
I'll say that
Assuming the cat's out the bag, I think that we should probably be as honest as we can to...
I was going to say, I'll leave that to Needles if Needles wants to.
Or if Timmel. I mean, I feel like I've spoken a lot, but
Yeah,
I will speak if you don't want to.
No, I'm always a little shy. You know, go ahead, do it. Go ahead, Needles. You got this.
All right. I will step onto the bar in front of him. Stop flying. It doesn't seem, Mr. Binns, like you were especially close to the author, but would it cause you a great deal of distress to know that the author was assassinated recently and that the individual so poorly and haphazardly disguised was actually our elven ally?
Oh, why are you adding me? What the hell?
It would be weird to say this guy was assassinated when he was just here without an explanation.
Oh, yeah, no, that maybe makes that. Yeah, huh? I thought it did look a little weird. Interesting. Well,
Did somebody draw the symbol of the tree, the veins, whatever the blood was, the tree-like symbol
in the house?
I mean,
did anybody make a copy?
I could try to draw it.
Oh, I guess I could just make
an.
an.
Want me
it has,
to.
The map
Or
guy.
you can have illusions.
The map guy.
If
Who's the map guy?
yeah, I just didn't know if anybody had already drawn it because I don't know if I remember it super well. I mean, it's literally 100 feet away.
I think we said that the map is canon.
Oh yeah, that stuff on here is
Yeah,
what you're drawing
that,
on the
that
map.
I think that was marked on all the stuff on
Yeah.
here was marked on our copy of the map.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like as in
I want to break free.
Map is
Haka's
canon?
writing on this.
So you are able to look at this to remind yourself if you want to like make the image larger to show to him.
Sure, like I'll zoom in. We'll do a hyper zoom onto that symbol.
Gotcha.
So
Use your
to
glasses as
show
a
it.
magnifying glass.
And looking at it, he'll go, Now that is interesting. Well, if I might make a recommendation, perhaps you let this go. I feel like this is something that's rather large, and not to be disrespectful, but looking into this, it might result in some troubles. Now, if you wish to look into it, by all means. But I'm afraid I'm not really at liberty to share this information, but I also don't feel any kind of attachment per se.
Well, for troublemakers like ourselves, it would be quite difficult to stay out of trouble if we're not aware of it.
Well, just enjoy your time here. This is something that is rather hard to get yourself convinced, to get yourself accidentally into. Just how much have you been asking around about this?
To my knowledge, you're the first person we've shown this symbol to, but the guards of the town are aware of the author's death. Correct me if I'm wrong.
They even remember.
Everyone else.
I walked in.
No,
I
they
figured
know.
that too.
We at least one of the gate guards knows.
Well, they
Since he
barely
buried the
know.
body.
They probably
Well,
forgot.
they barely
right?
know. They barely searched the house. As I heard this, like I say, well,
Yeah.
the guard entered the house, did nothing, and buried the body, and that was it.
And then we haunted him.
Well,
So they barely know about it, really.
Well, I suppose that's for the best. Maybe I'll say this. The group that left that behind is a part of a very powerful group, and they prefer to stay on the down low. The more you ask, the more means you know about them. The more you know about them, the more they don't want you to know about them.
For a group that wants to be on the down low, isn't it a bit odd to leave such a
Yeah.
large bloody symbol?
Yeah, it's probably trying to put some kind of message to let it know whoever gave him that order, let it know that it wasn't an accident. This was probably someone's initiation or something like that. But that being said, look, then he'll pause. I'm going to be honest. There is a chance that some of you might actually know about this. Have any of you had issues with memory?
We all raise our
Yes.
hands.
Yeah.
I raise my hand, but
I'll raise
I
my
assume we all
hand.
do.
All of you has.
Like,
Hmm.
would we kind of like be aware of us losing memories?
Well, yeah, we discussed it last session. Is
Yeah.
sort of when we all realized we.
Well, I know I kind of stayed quiet last time
Yeah.
about it.
Oh, yeah. So
I
everyone
remember
but
even
you
two
raised
sessions
their
ago
hand.
we talked about it a little bit. Yeah.
Actually, do I like in character know that I am missing
Yeah,
that
the
first
special one.
memory?
Yeah, you feel like, oh, actually, no, because that one's
Yeah,
something
that's
that
what I was thinking.
you didn't have to begin with.
Yeah.
So you do feel like there might be something kind of missing. You definitely feel like it's like, oh, yeah, like,
Because I definitely know that part of my second memory is gone.
Yeah. Yes.
So I figured
yeah. Yeah. So
that's what I'll probably end up talking about in
Yeah.
regards to missing memories.
and he'll just kind of nod, but right. Well, I think if you were to find out, focus more on getting that back. I think if you focus on that, you won't find too much of an issue with that. And he points to the symbol. You got to figure out what's going on here before you figure out what's going on there. As he like points to his head and then points back to the symbol.
Unfortunately, Mr. Benz, we are seemingly involved to at least some degree already, as this author individual seems to have some connection to the royalty of Bern, at least through their a manuscript they had been writing, and we are searching for the Prince of Bern.
Well, Well, if you're looking for the Prince of Bern, I guess the best place to search would either be Little Castleton or Star City. Those are the places I could think a prince might be.
Can't wait to meet the Flash.
I know, that's all I think of when I think of Star City as well.
But, and then here I can take it to the world map too, so you can look at that real quick.
You know, I'm gonna be quite honest. I feel like I need to admit something to Mr. Binns.
I thought he was just enjoying the Bartholomew act
Yes.
and sticking with it.
He still has the suit on.
Yeah.
And
Get
for
it ready for
reference, Nala will be coming from Academia, so it'll take her some time.
Mr. Benz,
Yes?
Bartholomew needs to admit something since we're all being truthful and we're talking about the memory erasure and stuff.
Yeah?
It's quite dire. I'm sorry to inform you, but Bartholomew,
I take off my hat.
I'm actually Glorb. Glorb Bartholomew. Glorb Bartholomew.
Bartholomew, and I'm like putting on my hat, taking it on
Yeah.
and off.
And he just got
Harry the platypus?
I'm worried that I'm going to lose my memory of Glorb and forget that my name is Glorb and that I'm going to be Bartholomew forever.
Well, that sounds like you got a lot going on there. I hope you're doing okay. If it helps, I think both Bartholomew and Glorb are perfectly fine men.
Oh, Bartholomew thinks you. Oh, it's happening.
Well, regardless, perhaps you should find yourself. I'm pretty sure there are some people who have issues with memories or something like that. I'm entirely honest. There's a couple spots. It was either Little Castleton or Mine. One of those two spots. Someone mentioned being able to get over going for some kind of treatment, or maybe that was Dreamland. One of the two. Well, I guess that's Dreams. And then they'll just kind of pause for a second. Well, best of luck to you on that front. And yes, if you are able to deal with the Gargan situation, that or if we were to get this fishing tournament underways, either one would be great service to this town. And I could, if the payment for that is this scale, I suppose I could part with it.
Looks like we're taking down what was it? The Gorgon?
Mm-hmm.
I
Looks
guess
like we're
so.
taking down the Gorgon, guys.
Or we all end up petrified.
Oh,
If that
Either
does
or.
happen, then Nala might come to save us. Surely, right?
I mean, she's on her way no matter what.
Well, I believe he did imply that if we dealt with it, he wouldn't bother calling her quite yet, since she's so busy. If I'm not
No, I think
misunderstanding.
the implication was that we'd be saving her time because she wouldn't have to deal with the
Ah.
Gorgon as well.
She would just
Does-
be focusing on healing.
Yeah,
the
she would
people.
just be focusing
Oh, okay,
on
I see.
healing.
I misunderstood. Thank you.
Because she
At least
has
that's
to
what
come
I got from
regardless.
it.
Yeah, she has to come regardless because she has to come to heal the people who are turned to stone. But like you said, it's one less step of the process if she doesn't have to both deal with the Gorgon and heal people. And also, you know what? If while she's on her way here, since it's not often she comes to visit, I might see if she's willing to deal with the Gucci Goblin Gang on her way over. I'm sure it'd
It's
just
been
be
dealt
short.
with.
That's been dealt with already.
Whoa.
We're a step ahead.
Oh, good. Many thanks.
Yes, we're dealing with an assassination, a gang of thieves, stalled tournament, and a Gorgon now. We're quite on
Very
top of
busy
things, I
bodies.
think. Perhaps this Nala could use some helpers?
Yeah, you know what? I don't think she'd mind some helpers. You know, she appreciates people being able to assist. She's very big on everyone helping each other out and chipping in. Yeah, I suppose that you'll have to talk with her. If you're still in the area by the time she gets here, then, or maybe you'll run into her along the road and you'll be able to chat with her.
I would suggest we stay here to meet her, but I'll leave it to the group. That's to be decided later, I suppose.
I think we go take down the Gorgon, man. When do we get to that? Let's get it going.
I'm still restrained outside of the inn, right?
Yeah, they brought you inside.
I brought you in.
Yeah, they're still holding you, but
You're
they
now
brought you in.
restrained inside of the inn.
I'm restrained.
Inside,
I'm restrained
yeah.
inside.
As he's just like, see, having is your friend okay? As they like mentions Engie being just carried.
Oh,
He's
he's
not.
alright.
He's not like illusioned as the author anymore, is he?
No. Or well,
No.
is he?
No. I
Oh.
just
No,
spelled it.
that would have
Yeah.
been funny. The author guy just hanging out.
After you just told him that he died.
For real.
Brutally.
Yeah, he's just like, no, I know he's dead now. It's okay.
Mr. Binns, before we deal with the Gorgon problem, are you aware that this version of burn, wherever we are, isn't quite synonymous with traditional burn?
And make an insight check. As he goes,
Is anybody else listening to this conversation? My insight is -4.
Did you roll that
I know
exactly?
he's trying to kill me.
I'd make an insight. That's not very
He's
good.
an
You know
evil
what?
doer.
I'm
I
actually
would-
going to use
I
my
would
Tides
now.
of Chaos.
Oh, Tides of Chaos.
Ooh,
I'll roll insight.
14.
There we
the
go.
Lord.
It's always Glorb.
Insightful Glorb.
Of
It's always
course.
him, bro.
Damn,
I don't know
Glorb.
who did it more.
Glorb the all-seeing.
I don't know why. My modifiers aren't even that crazy.
No.
Stupid.
Oh, all right. Severin's with a nat 20. So first we'll go with the. So he in response to that, he just goes, I'm afraid I couldn't say. And with that, with the 21, Glorb, it seems that he is. It's not that he is like not able to say it due to not knowing. Like he knows the answer to that. It's just he won't say why. And with the nat 20, you see that there is a little bit of confliction on his face. As though he doesn't necessarily fully, like he kind of wants to say, except almost as though he might be like honor bound, or there's some oath or something that's keeping him further divulging. So he has information. He isn't necessarily an active. You get the vibe that he's not really a part of it, but more so a willing bystander of whatever this situation is of Burn not being Burn. But he definitely knows that, but isn't saying and doesn't want to comment on it.
Gotcha.
And so I don't know if Severin shares that with everyone else, but Glorb, you pick up that he knows and he isn't gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think clearly he has as little as idea as we do. We can just leave.
Yeah, I definitely would share that with the rest of the party.
All right. And like, do you just like say it right there, or do you kind of do hey guys, hey guys?
I'll
Just heads up.
whisper it, and hopefully they don't hear it.
All right.
Dragons don't have good perception.
Yeah, I guess I could just say the reminder. You guys pretty much established this is a dragon. That being reminded, do you say that, whisper it here, or do you go outside?
Just whisper it. Come on.
Yeah, you whisper. Final answer, yes. 1, 2, 7, 8, 10. All right. So yeah. And with that, I'll carry over the nat 20 as well. He definitely hears you say that. But like it's kind of like what's he going to do about it?
So like we all know that he's the dragon, then like just within lore.
Like it's like, yeah, he doesn't want to share, but like he might know more. But you guys knowing that information isn't necessarily going to change his decision. It just kind of like not his fault you picked up on that. So he will kind of like grimace at you realizing that, but also like, well, what's he? He's not gonna do anything about it.
This guy's a dragon?
Oh,
Glob's been out of the loop the whole time.
There's a dragon?
Yeah.
He thought he just
He's
lost
still
some arm
trying
wrestle
to
to
like
another guy.
Bartholomew was
I
just
just-
taking over.
I have high insight. I have high perception. I have my instances of, huh?
And he's just like, and Glorb, do you say that out loud?
I say.
Wait,
I
does
try
Mike
to
even
whisper.
know?
I try to whisper it, but I say it like kind of a bit too loud.
And he's just like, look, first of all, if we could keep that to a low.
He cheated.
And second of all, I did try to warn you.
Hmm.
Mm.
Uh,
So that means Glorby could have won.
no, honestly, you did a great job, all things considered.
Bartholomew.
Yeah, sorry,
Right.
Bartholomew did a great job, all things considered. And Glorb, I think you should be very proud of Bartholomew.
I take off my hat.
Glorb is proud.
Put
The
back on the hat.
hat.
Thank you, Glorb.
Pretty much.
I don't know if Nala can help with that.
The game thinks crazy.
You know, the inspiration that I have right now is fucking. You know the Harley Quinn show, fucking
Yeah.
Clayface.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Personalities.
He's switching with the. He's just getting in the role. But yeah, with that, does anyone else mention or bring up anything else?
Yeah, actually, I think Glorb or Bartholomew will.
Mm-hmm. Go
Take
ahead.
off my hat, so I'll be Glorb.
Gotcha.
Someone needs to take the head away.
I actually
That's the power.
have run it with some dragons back in my past.
Mm.
Me too.
The white dragon poultice.
Oh.
Anybody know
you're talking about the Dragonborn, right?
Yes.
There is a difference between Dragonborn and Dragon. I think it's important to make sure that
Glorb is
detail.
Glorb a dragon racist?
Yeah. I feel like dragon race is a little too hard. Maybe he's a little bit ignorant. He just doesn't know.
So dragon racist. No, because he hasn't
Yeah.
acted on it. He just does. That's true. There's just ignorance, not action. And so, well, no, misconception. If anything, if there was a dragon you would have run into, it probably would have been a woodland dragon. But I'm not sure how deep in the Fae you would have gone.
Am the Fae.
And there's some lore. I just wanted to drop a little.
Yes. Fair. As he's like,
Something like I haven't dropped that.
yeah, and he's like, well, and he will say though, he's like, but you know what? I can only imagine what they might have been trying to hunt out there. So I appreciate that. Because there are some, I know there is a good dragon hiding in that area when I last checked. And so
Do they have money?
Yippee.
the less their actions are, the less likely that they're to get found.
Yippee.
And with that, anyway, are you closing out on the tab?
Timmel's tabs.
Timmel.
Yeah, we can close out on the tab. Anyone want some more drinks? I'll take one more.
Uno
I'll take
mas.
one more.
Glorb's bilingual.
I guess Spanish is not canon.
Or it's made up fucking.
Well, I mean,
gibberish that you guys don't get.
so oddly enough, actually, Spanish is often used as a
I'd imagine
replacement
that's
for infernal.
Oh, okay.
That has reasons, I promise.
Well, then I just said one more. Then we're good.
Yeah. So it's all. So yeah, you said like a word you might have picked up from a tiefling, and
That's fair.
while traveling or something. Because actually, there were some tieflings in Amakalia, not too many anymore.
I did that in Mexico.
Yeah.
I don't really speak Spanish that much, but I picked up a little like.
Oh,
Uno más.
Timmel.
That was
cerveza.
so
Uno
Keenan up.
cerveza.
Yeah, actually, if anything, that beer, like, because you were drunk prior, that kind of helped sober you up. I kind of forgot that some of these checks should have been
also-
disadvantaged for those who were drunk, but that's fine.
My fucking arm also fucked up, so I'm gonna go ahead and drink it. With
Yeah.
Constitution.
Oh, and Glorb, actually, you do heal 3 health.
Okay. Not full, but
And
Just heals 3 health
mhm,
from drinking?
mhm.
I'm drinking.
No.
Is it
You want to heal
visible?
some more, Glorb? I got you, cuz.
Yeah,
Another
you
one.
see, like, there's a slight bit of, like, almost as if his body is, like, its natural ability to heal itself has been accelerated a little bit.
motherfucker slipped some meds in my fucking drink.
He drugged you, bro.
Going to go to someone's drink. I'm actually down 4 hit points from I forget what.
Or you stab yourself to get the blood.
Mhm.
Yes, you're right. Thank you. I'm going to take a small drink of the alcohol.
Can I try some?
Whose alcohol?
Because you're fucking down.
Actually, I'm going to do both. I'm going to take a bit from Timmel's if Timmel's got some and wait a minute, and then take some from Glorb's and wait a minute.
Yeah, you don't notice anything from Timmel's. You do heal 1 after sipping from Glorb's. Well, hold on, because comparatively, you heal 4. Because like
right.
a
I'm up to
drink
4.
from a regular cup is kind of a whole mug for you, given your size.
Oh, do I have to roll Constitution
Yes.
for trying that?
Oh no.
And this is 2 consultation
constitution's
rolls
decent.
because you are tasting from both of them.
Oh, right. Great.
Yeah, he took 2.
Wisdom of... Oh, okay.
Oof.
So you're decently tipsy at this point, but you're also healed.
I suppose it was worth it for the sake of science. Glorb, you seem to be his favorite. Perhaps you're secretly the prince.
Yeah,
And you could do an
Perform you as
investigation
distinguished.
roll as well if you want, Needles, as you're
Sorry,
mentioning
what
that.
roll?
Yeah.
Investigation.
Station.
Okay.
Volume
you
use
said?
is-
Yeah, you do remember he felt bad about hurting Glorb.
Yeah, it's just surprising that did he dump a healing potion in or
Yeah, it's
Anyway.
go ahead and what's your what's your everyone's passive perception?
10.
6?
14.
16.
Perception or
Passive perception.
Passive.
13.
Blood?
So
Hey,
Did he
This-
get dragon blood beer?
the 16, you did clock, now that you think on it. You didn't think anything of it, but you did see him, like, kind of like how you'd blow on a drink if it were too hot. He kind of did that with the mug before handing it to Glorb. And then you're like, wait a minute, but why? It's not hot. Why would he do that? And you feel like that might have something to do with the drink's properties that he gave to Glorb.
I'm gonna walk over to Glorb and let him know this.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Coach, like, uh-huh.
Yep.
I put my
I'll put my arm out to try to shake the bartender's hand.
Sensei. And then he'll, huh? Oh, and he'll shake her hand.
Stick.
Like, pleasure doing business with you. If there's do you guys need anything else?
I lied. I'll take one more drink, please.
Oh.
All right,
Can I try some?
go ahead and have another drink.
I'll pour a drink into Enki's mouth. Waterboard him with the drink.
It's just a person just holding him.
They're just
poured
holding
into
him
his
like,
mouth.
there you go.
Isn't Enki an elven child? Are we just
No, he's
Dumping
just
alcohol.
a small elf.
just a small elf?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is
You know,
considered a
it's-
child in Elven use?
Uh,
I think under 100 is a
Yeah.
child.
It's a
Okay.
little over 100.
but they do still reach like adult maturity physically at like 20, don't
Oh
they?
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it depends.
At least in this world, they reach adult maturity at around 20.
Okay, okay.
Like they age at a similar rate of humans, so like 26, I should say. So they age to a similar rate, but then live further onward. It's like a get to that prime, like 26, your brain is fully developed. Maybe like 25, just in terms of physicality, and they sit on that for a while.
This is what you guys are doing to your elders.
So yes, Enki is still very young. He's like he's not like child, but he is like he's similar age to you guys ish, but like most elves, if they looked at him, they'd be like, unless they were somehow younger, they'd be like, oh yeah, this child. Although not a lot
I
of
put
elves.
the drink in his mouth.
There's a lot of half elves these days. But continuing. You finish. Oh yeah, Glorb, you drink that, and you're doing all right. You're still pretty drunk. You're not vomiting, but you do heal another 5.
I'll take it.
And then obviously you can't go over your max HP, so just -1 to that. Yeah, I got you.
Oh, yeah, I was about to check.
There you go.
There you
All
go.
right. Oh, are you not able to see the health bar?
Nope.
Oh.
I do now.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, wait, I do now. I just have to zoom in. That's why.
Oh, gotcha. Because you can't see other people's health bars, just your
No.
own. Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that, is there anything else the party wants to do? Or do they head to the Gorgon house? Or is that something we want to establish next session? Because we are pretty late. I believe we're at a good place to call it.
I would like
I
to do
think we
that
should
next
probably
session.
call it.
Yeah. So next session we'll establish what the party does now that things are winding down at the Red Brick Inn, and it is starting to get a little bit late. And with that, everyone give yourself a DM inspiration. Thank you for coming. And no long rest happens, so there's no memory save. Thank you, viewers, for watching. And thank you those who are at the stream. Thank you for those watching on YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube. And I'm going to end stream. We might chat a little bit after, but at this point, I'm good to call it. Where's my... Oh,
Gonna
well,
have
wait,
to
I should
find
do a
Sybil.
raid. Hold on. Let's
My
set up a
freedom has
raid
been
real quick.
taken from me.
I'm
I'm gonna have to find Sybil, man.
Let's see. Who's streaming currently? What do we got here? JJ, are you... No, you're not streaming. Oh, wow. None of the people I'm following is streaming. Let's see. I don't know. Let's do... Who do I want to stream? Show more. Wow, this is so much...
Yeah,
Such a
yeah. I
decision.
really don't see anybody either, honestly.
Yeah, I guess it's just that
Just
it
a
is an
dead
odd
night.
time. It is pretty late.
Usually, I would at least see like one or two though. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
It
I
is a
follow-
Tuesday night.
I follow way too many people. There's a
You
lot of.
there could be like Australians or people in
Kurumi
Asia
streaming.
that are on.
Yeah, I was
Reddit,
gonna say,
but-
Australia. Speaking of Australians, Karumi.
Karumi? Okay. Oh, because I'm
Karumi
not following
streaming.
Karumi. So let me... hold on. Let me do the raid. Karumi. How do you spell it? Hold on.
KURUMII.
K-U...
What the fuck? The fuck?
Oh, the just chatting? There we go.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Sending them over, and then click on OBS to end stream. Oh wait, I have to wait until it gets through, right? I shouldn't.
Yeah,
end
yeah.
stream.
Wait until it
you
gets
have
through.
to. You have to wait.
Yeah,
Then you have to hit the button.
2, 1, boop. There we go. Now the raid is sent. Now I can.
Then you end.